Hello, everyone. Welcome here to TownHall Heroes episode number 101. I'm your host, SolidJake, and this week I am joined by my brand spanking new co-hosts, Dunktrain and BKB,
Yeah, boy.
Oh yeah.
and of
Oh, yeah.
course, Bigempct making his debut on the show. Welcome, Bigempct.
What up?
All right, so Bigempct, this is indeed your first episode, so why don't you go ahead and give everyone a bit of an introduction.
Hi, I'm Bigempct. I play range carry for Team Blaze. What else should I say?
What's your background like in gaming?
I played Challenger Series for 2 splits, and then I played Infinite Crisis with Team Brawl,
Nice.
and yeah, that's about it. I found out about HOTS from Chris and Nurok, actually, from the old Dignitas when they played IC, because they were playing HOTS already at the time, and then they introduced me to the game when I was in Germany, and then that's how I'm here now.
Very cool, man.
Cool.
All right, BKB, what's new, dude? You had a
What's
bit of a
new?
tournament today or something, right?
Yeah, it was first time playing for Team Liquid as a tryout, and it went quite well. Like, not even, like, we didn't play the best teams yet, of course, but it was fine. It was fun, good games, and looking forward for tomorrow. Tomorrow is the second day of the European regionals, and I think it'll be really nice to win the first qualifiers already, so we can prepare for, for the actual tournament. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, practicing a lot with Liquid, and I started streaming recently a lot more. Like, people seem to enjoy it, and they keep asking me to stream. So that's it.
All right, man.
Thanks for asking.
Dunktrain.
Yo, man, we're just prepping for career right now. The whole team is in San Jose to do a boot camp at NVIDIA, who is so graciously hosting us. You can see we're in a pretty cool room. Got NVIDIA swag all around, like gamer paraphernalia all over the place. It's just dope city. So, just having a good time. My team is taking, since I'm doing Town Hall today and we don't have scrims right now, they basically all took the opportunity to sleep in as late as humanly possible, which I am quite impressed by. So
It's 3 p.m. in the
That's
West
what's
Coast, and they're still asleep.
yeah, they'll show up eventually.
Damn, dude. All right. Well, obviously you'll notice that I'm
How
once
about
again.
yourself?
Oh,
Huh?
here.
About yourself?
Dunktrain or me?
You?
Oh,
You, Jake.
Oh man, me. Well,
Why you
guys.
skip yourself?
I'm again in a different scenario because I now have a brand spanking new laptop. Asus is now a sponsor of me. That's like a weird thing to say, but because it's never been a thing, but it's really exciting. And Asus is basically enabling me to continue to create a lot more good content, be able to put out the show no matter what when I'm traveling. So if I'm at BlizzCon, I can do Town Hall. If I'm in the middle of Europe, if I can find internet, I can do Town Hall. And even if I can't do it, on the net, I can still upload the YouTube VOD always, which is really, really quite nice and a big resource. This computer has like 64 gigs of RAM. It's got a GeForce GTX 980, actually made by NVIDIA. Oh, it's so nice.
Nice.
It bodies my desktop at home. This
No.
just bodies it.
Nice.
Nice one.
So, all right. Well, let's get to the actual show, guys. Tonight is a kind of a big episode. Honestly, Heroes is like evolving into what seems like a 2.0 version of the game. Blizzard has released an onslaught of new information in this past week, and a lot of that information is for the esports scene, is for Heroes and other games like Overwatch, like just tons and tons and tons of stuff. So we're going to be talking about this huge patch that just hit the PTR with all the hero changes. We've got Lost Cavern, hotkey customization, changes to Dragonshire Guard of Terror, and then new questing talents, which I think are really interesting. That's definitely a big new mechanic that's brand new to the talent system. We're going to be running through Enter the Storm and the success of the new Team Blaze roster, which we're just starting to get a taste of. They played, I think they impressed just about the entire world with their performance this weekend, and for good reason. So we'll be talking about that and getting Big E to talk a little bit about his whole team with that. And we'll be talking about the summer season for Heroes of the Storm, which was just announced. But let's all open it up with the PTR. And Big E, what are your overall impressions from the PTR? Have you had much of a chance to play it?
Yeah, I played it for 8 hours total. I haven't played Illidan, but I heard mixed feelings about Illidan. I played Sylvanas. I think she's really strong next patch, and KT I still need to test it a little bit more, but I feel like he's better. I don't think the changes with Jaina made much sense, and the new hero is pretty insane from what I've seen.
In a good way.
But yeah, in a good way. I think I need to test it more too, and I need to see more about it. But the level 20 talent is ridiculous, where you can TP every 10 seconds.
Dude,
you be everywhere.
Yeah, it's insane, dude. I think it's 20 seconds, but still, it's
No, it's 10 seconds.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's #1 Abathur killer.
That's just ridiculous mobility.
Yeah, Dahaka seems really cool. BKB, you're an actual tank player, so have you played much Dahaka yet, or have you been just playing on live to practice for the tournament?
Actually, I did play PTR, and about Dahaka, I think he's really strong. We'll definitely see him in competitive and Hero League, but I personally, it's not my style. I don't like his kit. I don't know, I expected some probably better animations or better the skill shots or something, but I don't know, he's straightforward, the only cool thing about him is the drag, pretty much. I don't know. I also was disappointed in ultimates as well.
Really?
Interesting. You don't like the isolation ultimate?
It's good. I think it's a way to go, because the other one is just you pretty much, if you go with the other ult that heals you after 6 seconds, right? You can just you can ignore him, or even if you do damage to him, he doesn't heal up as much. I even tested it out,
Yeah.
And he doesn't do that much, comparing to other warriors, if you don't damage him.
I feel like that's actually the big problem with adaptation as an ultimate, is just they have no reason to target you, right? So what's the point of that ultimate?
So you think he needs to be scarier? He needs to be a little bit more of a threat?
Oh, there has to be two ways, right? You pop your ult in the right time, but you get sick healing. But he didn't. I tried the ult and I didn't get sick healing. Or you pop the ult and your kit is made the way that you can do a lot more when they don't damage you. But for him, he doesn't have a gap closer or anything. If you pop your ult and you just kind of run back, I don't know. You can't do much, no?
The few games where I tried it, I would burrow behind them, and I would flank, and I'd pop adaptation and take as much damage as I can, and then hit E and wait it out and heal. But it still felt what did I do? I caused a distraction. I didn't feel I ever actually did any damage or had any real impact on the fight. So,
I still think he does a lot of damage. It's PTR, and probably there were random players playing, and I still had high damage. If you go W build, with the damage for the heroes and for the cooldown reduction, when you get the heroes, in the AoE, you can actually do a lot of damage, AoE.
Yeah.
So I think he will be quite strong, but his mount is really nice. Yeah, the drag and the mount are really the most fun things about him. But
For sure.
I expected something else. Drag? I don't know. Do you guys think it's good? Do you think it's actually that strong? Have you tested it out?
I think it's a little bit better than, say, a Mirrodin stun. Because the drag is so short, it doesn't actually get that much value for being a drag. It just gets a little bit of value. It's really funny when stuff like Gust or knockbacks and stuff like that hit Dahaka and move him with the drag target. That's the only time that it's really crazy. But for just normal movement, I feel like it's barely stronger than a Stormbolt. That's harder to hit. but I think
Yeah,
he's
I-
definitely going to have a place.
I agree. I expected the drag to be different. Like I thought it will be OP, really bro. I wanted to
Yeah.
say, I thought it's gonna be really broken, but the range is small, and I think it's quite easy to dodge as well.
Yeah.
I think Muradin's stun is actually a bit faster than the drag, if I'm
Yeah, I
correct.
think it is.
Yeah, it
So-
feels that way.
But still, I'm super glad. Like with Blizzard, if they keep doing the same work, it should be really nice. I mean, they make like all the last heroes pretty much are really unique, and I don't know.
I'm
they seem
with
to
you.
be.
It's the hero design in general seems to be like leveling up pretty hardcore. I mean, every single hero they put out, like we're starting to see a lot of Greymane play. Like we're seeing a lot of Li Ming play. Like
Yeah.
Zool seems really impactful on the meta, and there's synergies that exist with those heroes too. So it's
And they're fun to play, you know.
But do you
That's
guys
also
feel
important.
do you guys feel like the burrow should be able to be recastable to
Yes.
come out of it?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
think
agree.
so. I feel like that really actually messes up your game flow that you can't do that.
You can't like counterplay. You just count 2
Yeah.
seconds and then you just
Yeah.
focus that spot. If
Yeah,
he goes
I
like
agree.
this.
I swear to God, I had two situations where like I want to borrow on top, right? Because I see potential to do something, and then on bottom lane, when I start borrowing, I see actually there's a better chance, but I can't interrupt it.
it takes so
Yeah.
Like some-
long to cast too.
You can't interrupt your Z either, so you can't interrupt your Z
But that's
or
what
your
I'm talking
E.
about.
No.
Yeah,
What's-
he was
what's-
talking about his Z.
I was
think.
talking about the E.
Yeah,
Oh,
the like burrow
the
to the
E,
ground to
yeah.
become
Neither
invuln.
of them.
You can't cancel it like you can cancel
Yeah,
ice
you can't
block, so
cancel
it's
Z either, yeah.
interesting. Yeah,
Right.
that's really interesting.
And,
I actually think it's fine because it doesn't make it OP. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
like
I
Z
don't
or
think
the
being
E?
able to cancel would make it OP. The E.
But
The E, the E,
like
yeah.
he's already I know E but like at least when he pops his E, you know the timing you have, you know, to do something or prepare for him, you know, because his kit is already really strong. But yeah, sorry, I misunderstood. What I was talking was about the mount. But yeah,
Yeah.
I know what you're saying. But I actually disagree because I think his kit would be even a lot stronger if you could like, you know,
Yeah.
get out of it.
Why are these
At
icons
least, yes.
backwards? I'm so tilted by this.
Yeah, it's something wrong with their client, like on the
I'm
PTR.
so tilted
They're
by
just in
that.
the wrong order. It's on the list in the wrong order too. Someone just put in something wrong.
Oh no.
I got tilted.
pretty funny.
I got tilted by buying the hero on PTR, and then I was like, okay, I'll buy the skin. And then I was actually streaming, and people said like, you're stupid, you know, you're dumb. There's a bundle. So I
Oh,
got
no.
tilted. I
Spent,
wasted
like
some money.
$7 more.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
lucky.
dude. So in terms of builds, like stylistically, do you get what you think you have to build for defense, mobility? Like, what do you guys think is going to be the way to do it? Just on early impressions, BKB.
Oh, you want to start from me? Okay. So on the first level, I would go for primal aggression. Okay. Can you hover over the level 4? Like, because I don't have it open, the names. Actually, I'll open.
You have the eruption,
This
you
one.
have the stealth, you have the essence collection from minions, and
The
then you have-
knockback.
You like the eruption?
I
Yeah.
I go first W. The second knockback 7 was W again, right? Just a
For
second.
level 7? Symbiosis?
Just a second. I'm opening the.
Yeah, that seems really good. The cooldown
Symbiosis
reduction.
is strong.
But
Yes,
yeah,
that
that
yeah,
seems really
exactly.
good.
So W,
What's-
E, W, the silence ult, and on 13 I forgot. Just a second.
It's move speed in bushes, move speed after you brush stock, and then the whirlwind dervish. Reduces duration of silences, stuns, roots. While you have
The
sword.
silence and the roots,
Yeah.
pretty much like I mean
Great
in
synergy
current
with-
meta, yeah, in the current meta there's a lot of CC, you know, like especially in competitive, people tend to pick like heroes with CC, you know, and I
Right.
think it could all like it works out pretty much, and it synergizes with the level 7 talent, you know,
Yeah.
and he deals a lot of damage, and then yeah, what is on 16?
Level 16, we have the paralyzed. We have the slow on the drag for 2 seconds. You have the additional range, and you have the heal in the burrow.
Oh, so I was actually complaining to myself, I guess, that his 16 talents are really bad. Like I tweeted it out. Like I think his 16 talents are quite bad. Like I tested the range, 20%. It's trash. Like
I
you
think-
don't feel it.
So if it made the tongue
go
come
with
out
slow.
a little bit more quickly instead of the range, you think that would help it? Because the tongue does
Yes,
take a long time
absolutely.
to cast. It's really
Absolutely.
Yeah, I thought that'd be way more interesting myself.
Or just make like 40%, but I guess in here you go for paralyzing enemies, which drag slows enemies by 50% for 2 seconds. It's quite good, but then again, like, I don't know, like, it's a waste of talent if the support cleanses, you know? Like, you lose the stun
Yeah.
and the slow.
Yeah,
So it's
that
a
makes
waste of...
sense.
Yeah, and I was thinking about it, and I tried the heal. Like, the heal is so small that you don't, like, actually feel it. I don't know, like, his level 16 talents are quite trash.
Interesting. That's unfortunate because normally 16 talents are game changers, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
Dude,
and
enzymes,
yeah.
that is my new favorite word. I'm
enzymes
Yeah, dude, that is a good word.
sounds like a disease.
Yeah.
But like disgusting disease.
What's the level 20?
Hardened shield, or you go for the AoE at silence, but I tried it and it's so hard to hit. Like in competitive, you should never be able to do it. I think maybe like in choke points, if you force a
What's
fight
the
in a
splash range? Do you like how big is it relative?
like it doesn't show. Like I tried
Okay.
it and I hit it when 3 people are standing next to next together. That's it.
Okay.
I tried it once and then I went for hardened shield, of course, because the hardened shield is the most broken talent in the game.
Yeah.
So it's the way to go. Actually, I'm gonna make the build and post it in the chat because
Nice.
like I said, I didn't have the.
You don't think the Z cooldown talent is a choice?
Yeah, Biggie.
I
you
mean,
were
like I
talking
know
about that.
Hardened is broken, but like there has to be some room for picking Apex Predator and just zipping around the map like a madman, right?
I think
Yeah.
that
Okay. It depends
is
on the
pretty
second
insane.
warrior.
Yeah, it depends on the second warrior, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you guys both think that Dahaka is more of a secondary warrior role? Like you need another warrior with him?
Yeah, I think so.
I
But
feel
at
the
least
same.
I think so.
I feel the same, but I think he can be run as a solo warrior. But
Okay.
I don't know, like for me, I just like even if you go Muradin, like I think Muradin does more than the Haka. Like the Haka does more, kinda, in a sense that because of the mount, and that's it.
Yeah.
But in a team fight, Muradin would still do better as a solo warrior. That's how
Yeah.
I feel.
I think he's like actually relatively close to balanced just from my initial impressions. I haven't been able to play him, but I played against him and with him. And it feels like he gives up a little bit of team fighting to have that global, which is where the balance should be. So I'm pretty happy with it actually.
Yeah, I think he will be quite strong, still, but we'll see.
I feel like he's more of a bruiser because his PO's not like insane. But I don't know.
Does his damage
I
warrant
agree.
him to be a bruiser?
His
Does a lot
damage
of
is good.
damage.
Yeah,
I don't
like
think
the
he's
W.
like he's not like a Sonya or Arthas level bruiser where he just destroys, but he's like in between where those are like the most damaging bruisers, and then like he's less damaging than that, but he brings more CC to the table, I think,
So
and more utility.
If we had to compare him to a warrior that exists in the game right now, does he fall like near a new Barak? Like, is he kind of just on his own weird position? Like, where does he exist?
I think he's like the Brightwing of warriors, where like weaker in a team fight, but god mode for global utility.
Yeah.
Cool. That's I love that. That's actually really cool.
This isolation is so hard to hit.
It is.
Is it?
Like I missed my Q and ult on the stream when I face palmed.
Right.
Like it is actually hard to hit if you're not used to it. But talking about where does he stand? I actually think he could stand right behind Muradin and ETC, kinda.
Wow.
Because like I personally I haven't played him that much, but I felt like I could do a lot. You know, it's actually hard to tell because I played versus like I play quick match. You know.
Right.
But I felt I could do a lot, you know, like more than any of Warriors, maybe even. But
Speaking
like,
of quick match,
yeah.
on PTR, mind control. Oh my
Oh.
god,
yes,
We're gonna get
it's
there.
mind
super
control
good.
is so backbreaking.
I think it's gonna be the most
can cleanse it.
game-breaking ultimate.
You can cleanse
Well,
it.
yeah, you can cleanse it. That's true.
Yeah, Sport can't cleanse himself though,
Yeah, you're right.
Ex-
and then
Exactly.
you just get a free support kill, like do walking into the enemy team.
Yeah. You just
Like,
mind
God.
control medic into the
Mhm.
team. and B-step him before you kill him.
But any stun or silence will stop it as well. So
Yeah.
so there are responses, but it is really good. But we'll get there very soon. So Biggie, you haven't said much on Dahaka in general. Overall, what do you think about the hero?
I think he's really annoying. If you take the level 20 talent where you can be everywhere on the map, but I don't know too much. He's really scary for ganking. Like you gotta always check the bushes.
Yeah, you have to stand in the bush. Like, you don't know. Like, you don't know where he is. Like, you could be, like, safe soaking top, but actually he comes from behind, you know, from a bush instantly, you know.
What I tested was like the 60% when you Z, and then you just run at him. It's pretty scary.
Yeah.
Or like the stealth barrel, you Z in, and then if you don't see a good opportunity, then you just barrel with the stealth and you walk in at them. It's pretty scary because you show up out of nowhere. But
Interesting.
That's sick. And yeah, actually, that's a sick use of it. I thought, like,
it's 5 seconds stealth.
Yeah, that's actually probably the what Blizzard wanted it to be, like, because I mean the stealth thing is useless, you know, like in a
Yeah.
fight.
Biggie's
But
so
like,
smart.
yeah. Oh my God, Biggie, I'm your fan.
I love it, man. We're all fans here.
I actually got it from Cladius. He just told me to go at one game, and then I tried it that way, and it was pretty funny.
Cool.
Could work out for sure.
Awesome.
I don't know. Will be
So-
good.
Well, yeah, obviously he's supposed to go live on the server this coming week. And, you know, just kind of to address this is kind of middle of the discussion, but it's completely relevant, is I believe that BlizzCon, or not BlizzCon, but Korea Worlds will be played on a tournament realm. And if this patch goes live on the live server with all of these changes, that effectively means that you can't practice on this for this tournament. Is that correct, Dunk? Like, you're boot camping this week. Does that mean you can't practice next week?
Well, next week we're in Korea, so I don't know how it works for most teams, but it's typically hard to get practice when you're actually at the location of the event, you know, for the few days before. There's just, like, generally not the best practice areas, and, like, things aren't set up quite right, like, and you need to do media days and stuff like that. So, I mean, the patch coming in the middle of the week is not going to be a big problem for us because we're used to not having practice the 2 days before or whatever.
So we know that you guys are playing on the tournament realm or something of that sort. You think they haven't said anything along the lines of, like, you'll have a practice area on the tournament server where you'll be able to, you know, assimilate? No? You have no idea?
I have no idea. I just fly where they tell me and play some video games, Jake. I don't actually pay attention to logistics.
Well, I guess we'll find out when the time
Are you guys
comes.
super excited?
Yeah, I'm unbelievable excited. I've really wanted to go to South Korea. I wish, like, it was at a timing where I could go see, like, a StarCraft event or something. Like, that would be dope. But
Oh yeah.
we're not there for very long, and we have to come right back to play the NA qualifiers. So it'll still be cool to go there and, like, see that stuff, because I really enjoyed traveling to China, and I think Korea is going to be another great opportunity. So excited.
I can't wait to hear all about it, man. Should be a cool event
And
for
good
you.
luck, man. Yeah.
Thank you.
Good luck.
All right, let's continue pushing on with this patch. Now, this is, you know, just kind of a cool thing. They added the new Battleground Lost Cavern. It's essentially Tomb of the Spider Queen, but one lane. There are wells, but there's no Hearthstone. When you go back to the Hall of Storms, you don't heal.
Yep.
And it's just kind of a cool nod to the community that was, you know, wanting a RAM, and now it's an option.
I haven't even tested it yet.
I played a game on it. It was pretty fun. There's like some health globe pads,
There's
some big health
like
globes
4 of them or
that spawn
something,
like
yeah.
every 45 seconds or something that like are good contention points other than actually pushing. It seemed okay. It felt like the experience gain was a little too slow, but I'm not certain, you know?
I agree with the experience thingy. I played it once, and I agree that the game actually went for like 25 minutes.
Oh my
so
God.
I don't like it. Should not be like that, you know, like
No.
in the ARAM. Like it should, but other than that, like the map design itself, like it's fun. Like you just don't care, and you just like practice your skill shots, or like you just enjoy the game. I think it's super good for the casual players. Like
Do you
that's what
just select your
community
hero?
needs. No, what do you mean?
Do
Like
you
we did.
select?
No, we
Or-
go. We were like how we did this. It was in a custom game, and everyone
Uh-huh.
just locks in random,
Oh,
like
okay.
you know. So
Yeah.
you get a random hero, and
Yeah.
yeah, it was fun. Like not considering I played with Zoya and Ayakona with 250 MS,
Nice.
but we still won.
Oh,
But
wrecked.
yeah. So. But I think it's really good for the casual players. Like I said, it brings out a new attention for the players, and if you're tilted in Hero League game, you can just go play Aram with your friends and like chill, you know. Like I think it's super good. It's something that doesn't it's something that gives something positive
Yeah.
and doesn't do anything negative, you know.
And
Like
the
it's
other-
something.
The other cool things is like this is kind of like the setup for arenas, right? We know arena mode is coming later this year, and this is like the halfway point. So in a way, it's kind of like easing the community in and giving us something to hold us over. Because I'm personally really excited for arena mode.
Yeah.
I think it would be fun.
Yeah. Okay, just kind of powering through. We talked about the Haka already. The UI, they've added a few, nice little
yeah.
things to the UI, like ultra wide resolutions. That's an option now. But the big thing is we've got bans, boys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The
That'd be
draft
really
improvements are so nice. Like, it looks so much better. There's a better way to select your hero. It's got like a nice sorting system now that actually works instead of that like just 2 bars of heroes you had to scroll through. So big improvements there.
I'm most excited about the individual smart casting.
Mm-hmm.
Because I came from League, so like that would make me so much better because I like to smart cast certain abilities and like I couldn't smart cast in this game because they smart cast the A move.
Yeah.
Especially for range heroes, it felt really weird. Like I would be out of position with the smart cast, so I feel like this would make me a lot better.
Yeah, I agree.
That's dope.
I agree about that thing. But talking about the bans, two things what they should add. Most importantly, is the thing that you can actually swap heroes. Because sometimes, like if there's gonna be draft in game, right, for the tournaments, like sometimes you pick a hero in the start of the draft, and in the end of the draft you pick a hero that you might need to swap. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they really need to add that if we want to use it in competitively, 100% sure. And the second thing, it would be really nice if like someone posted actually on Reddit, if you ban a hero, it makes some sound or something. That would be something cool. I think that would also people would enjoy.
Like if the hero like said something. I saw that. That's
Oh, like
Yeah.
a voice line? Yeah.
Yeah,
that would be cool.
voice line that
so
he gets
dope,
banned.
man.
Like Stitches gets banned and he says, "Oh, no play, I'm sad" or something, you know. Like that would be cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, like we need to be able to switch the heroes. I think if we're gonna use this in tournaments and stuff, I think it's really important.
It's so sexy too. And like the other thing that's actually really big about this, well, there's actually a few things that are actually quite massive about this whole new system. Fundamentally, like as the game is trying to be an esport, this now normalizes the whole drafting process as to somebody watching an esports tournament. So if you go and you watch Korea, now when you play in the game, you actually learn about what's important for each battleground as to how you should try to draft for your team. So that's actually a really good thing. And the other thing is when it comes to actual tournaments, like not only is it a cost and like an extra expense to like have people manage these like heroes draft and websites like that, but it adds a lot of extra time to the downtime between games. And the community always likes to complain about downtime because it's really bad, but this is going to massively reduce the downtime, probably by 2 to 3 minutes per in between each game, which is a long time.
Yeah.
So I'm pumped, man. I'm so excited.
Everyone is excited. Like it's basically Heroes 2.0 pretty much. Like if they release the game like this, I think it would be better than now. In better state, of course. Like maybe viewer wise and also player wise. So yeah, it's it. Like it took long, but they listened to us, and I hope if it takes long time for them to do stuff, then maybe it's worth waiting, because I think this was something that was worth waiting.
Yeah, I agree, man. The favorites too. The fact you have like a favorites list. Like,
doesn't it show the skin now when you select your hero?
It does. It does.
What about the enemies?
Yep. Well, these are bots, but it does show their skins. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
That's sick.
But yeah, you can have up to 10 favorites on your list. So they have these like little hearts on them, so they're right at the top of your list. So the average player has a main, and they play. They're a Brightwing main, they're an Abathur main, whatever. So that's really cool.
Wait, it showed your skin on their icon when you select your hero, but not in loading screen.
Yeah, the loading screen. There's no skin art necessarily. Yeah, maybe they'll update the loading screen to match that whole system, but I personally don't think it's necessarily that critical. But it's nice.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it would be cool.
So, all right. So let me just quit this game. Rip, abandon my team, boys. Rip the team, and we can go back
Jake.
on in.
Rude.
I know. So they've updated the requirements. You need to have 14 heroes in order to play in Hero League. Those bans will exist with mid bans, mid and late game. But like BKB said, there's no swapping of heroes at the end of the draft, which kind of prevents it from being viable in competitive yet. I'm sure that they have to be aware of that if they've really been listening to the community. I'm sure it's going to come eventually, but still not there. So we probably will still see heroes draft and whatnot as the standard for tournaments.
But I would be super excited to use this in game for the tournaments.
Oh, it's huge for Hero League.
And I really don't know how much time it takes. I don't know a lot about programming and stuff, but they could just maybe do a hotfix, or something. I would really put my hands on the in-game draft as fast as possible. It's really nice, and it's kind of sad to use the second, thingy.
Yeah. I agree, but
using the heroes draft.
At least it's really good for Hero League immediately. That's for sure.
Yeah.
All right, continuing through these notes. There's the ban methods and custom games. That's cool. Death recaps.
Oh yeah, death recaps are so nice, dude. They're so pretty, and they give you so much information on what exactly killed you and what the time frame was. It's such a huge increase to the amount of information you have available. It's it's really cool. I like the way they did it a lot.
I'm gonna
it's something that again gives us more options, things like these are really good for the game. It doesn't do anything negative for the game, only positive. So if people don't use it, but people who want to use it or just use it or will start using, it's good, more stuff to do in game.
Gives a lot of information.
You think it's too much?
For me it's a little too much, but it's pretty nice to have. Yeah. I was just overwhelmed by how much information I was given when I first saw it.
Yeah, but it looks so pretty.
Yeah.
It looks. It's not about of course it looks pretty, but the fact that it gives information, that's the most important thing.
Yep.
So I'll be honest. The moment I said that, I said, "Oh, this is cool." I probably won't actually pay attention to it in the game, but my immediate thought was, "Holy crap! If they give us charts like this or any kind of information like this for comparisons as a resource inside of the spectator client, say we can look at a similar chart that shows two assassins and the comparison of their damage throughout the game, and you can get this kind of thing, so you can really accentuate things we always talk about power spikes for certain heroes. Back in the day, Illidan level 13 chain bomb. You look at Illidan's damage all game long, and then it's whoa, then you can see this whole chart. That kind of tool for esports not only makes it more compelling for the viewer, it gives us something else to talk about and tell storylines, but it also creates a narrative, right? A much more compelling narrative in those kind of scenarios. If you guys haven't seen the death recap, we're about to. I am just gonna decide as murky. I'm trying real hard to die. These bots are real bad. Let's just go to the towers, and boom. Death recap. So you've got this cool little thing, but they could definitely do something in this vein to show off one assassin's damage or even a comparison, and that would be dope Rooney and cheese. And I hope they do it, man. Those Nexus forces ruin me.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
So, all right. Continuing on with the patch. The hotkeys. You were talking about this, Biggie. You said, personally, you'll really utilize this. You think this will make you a better player?
Yeah, I honestly feel like it would, because there's a lot of abilities I would prefer to smart cast, and then like the really big skill shots I wouldn't, but the quick cast ones like Thrall Q or like Sylve W or KTW, stuff like that, it would make me like play a lot. I feel like it would be a lot easier to just put out as much damage that I can. But for the big skill shots, I probably wouldn't quick cast it. That's just me.
Donkey?
Yeah, I mean, I like it. I've been a quick cast player forever, and like, if this had been in the game when I first came to it, I definitely would have used it to control like my attack move and some skill shots. Like at this point, I've been playing with like pure quick cast for years, so I don't think I'm gonna change it away. But there's still the opportunity, right? If they implement heroes that have skill shots that are just like so unique or so weird that need to be aimed instead, then it's excellent to have this feature, and I think it's an excellent addition.
And BKB, you like this change? You gonna use it?
Yeah. Well, like for some heroes, like I pretty much agree with both of them. With Dunk and Bigempct, like what I said, it's same for me. I think it's like personal. Like some people like might not even touch it, but for me, like for some specific heroes, I'll actually use it. So yeah, but for me, it's something that shouldn't change how I play or shouldn't change the result of my gameplay. Yeah, like I said. So,
Very cool.
But it's a cool addition. What it doesn't do anything negative for the game, only good thing. So good job again, Blizzard.
Yeah, they're kicking ass with this patch. Before we jump into the hero changes, which is a bit of a big segment, we're just going to take a moment to quickly appreciate some of these art updates. Like we've got all this new Uther artwork, like pretty much any of the heroes that had never had their artwork redone since launch.
Oh, Tyranda's new artwork is so nice, dude.
So Vala's,
oh my gosh.
Vala's had it redone. Tyranda's, those are all of them. Like, oh!
Yeah.
Have you seen new abilities?
Just the artwork, the icons.
The icons?
Yeah, the icons.
It's all brand new for a lot of heroes. A lot of these have been redone over the last several months. Like Raynor, Hammer, they've both been redone. Nova's been redone. Nazeebo's has already been redone. But that's so sexy. On Muradin. Malf.
Falstad has the best ones.
Falstad does have really good ones. Illidan's. And Illidan's got a huge change. Those are really good. So,
Falstads are nice.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm
a
little bit sad to see the retro Warcraft 3 icons go away, but like these are
still
so
some right there.
Even Lily's are really sick. Brightwings are really good. Dunk, you said supports didn't get any love this patch, but all the supports got these sweet new icons.
You are right, Jake. I misspoke. My apologies, sir. Nice balance work.
Where's the appreciation? Kappa.
Yeah. Rip the appreciation dream. All right, so moving on over to the actual patch notes. There's actually some pretty big changes being made to the game over the board now. They've done some heroes movement interaction unification. Things like Kerrigan's Ravage and Illidan's Dive are now consistent, and they can now be used on invulnerable targets, which is quite nice. Like if there's Divine Shield, you can still go to that target. But you can also go on things like Sergeant Hammer's Mines with all those kind of abilities, like Radiant Dash, you name it. So that's kind of cool.
Yep.
Dragonshire
makes the game more skillful.
It does. Let's talk about Dragonshire before we get to the heroes. I completely forgot there were these two changes. So the Dragon Knight is no longer affected by keeps. In terms of the slow is no longer applied to it. So Biggie, how big is this for Dragonshire?
It would be really big late game when he hits like a truck. You just beat on towers and they don't slow you. That's pretty annoying. It's gonna be really strong late game, but early game I still feel like you're just gonna get like a wall, and yeah, that's about it.
BKB?
Like You should still never try to hit fort or keep when you're slowed. Like you can always start like going around hitting the towers or stuff, or waiting for the creeps, or just let your teammate tank, I guess. But I think this is quite a big change. Like it, like Bigempct said, like in late game it could be quite game changing. Like like everyone is dead and it's like some people left on the map, and then like you can destroy the keep so fast if you're not slowed.
Yeah.
I don't know why did they do that. I think it was fine like it was, but now he will be like even stronger, even though DK was already strong.
Dragonshire was always a battleground where the early dragons never felt impactful, but the late dragons did, and I think they're trying to normalize that a little bit, or at least just make
You
them
feel?
better overall.
You think that? Like I think getting early dragon, like you should get out of that 4 towers, and it's pretty much like a half level to level lead, and I think it's quite big,
In pro games, yes, but they're not always balancing just for pro games. At low level,
okay.
guarantee you that people just wander into the fort and waste the dragon, and the game duration is probably really long on low level games.
Because of the.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I completely understand. Okay, it makes sense then. Like, it's a fine change.
I mean,
I
Dunk,
see
you
it
think
differently now.
Dunk, you think this will change just the game duration on that? Or you think it makes the map a lot different in general?
I don't think it makes much of a difference for competitive. Honestly, I think the biggest thing is it kind of normalizes the value of a DK to a point where like I think it's just healthier for the game overall, because it just felt silly, I guess, that you have this huge DK that like, oh, I accidentally stepped into the fort. I guess I'm going to do half the damage I should for the next 5 seconds or whatever. Like, I feel like removing that aspect of it is just like the way it should have always been, and it'll feel better. And if there's a plus side that it makes the like quick matches and Hero League games, like there's nothing worse than feeling like, okay, I picked up this DK and like I need to push, but my team is not tanking this damn keep, so I can't actually go in and auto attack it because it's the only thing that's gonna like slow the DK and mess that. Like that was such a frustrating moment, and the fact that that's not a problem anymore is, I think, just a lot healthier for the game, even if it won't necessarily impact the average flow of a competitive game, if that makes sense.
I agree.
Okay. We also have the changes made to Garden of Terror. And Garden of Terror, it's a little bit more of a bigger change. So they nerfed the damage base by a bit. They made it so the Garden Terror will one-shot a minion and do splash damage by 50% of a minion's health, so it punches waves down, because the Overgrowth no longer affects minions or mercenaries. Instead, the Overgrowth is a 25-second ability, but a 25-second cooldown in return, and it makes it so that the Garden Terror does 100% bonus damage to everything it punches that's afflicted by this. So effectively, instead of the Garden Terror just being run around, drop the Overgrowth, and have that lane be pushed out and instantly remove a mercenary wave, you can only use that Overgrowth in scenarios where you're aggressively pushing into that single fort or keep. Thoughts?
I think this is really weird. Like, we're gonna have to play with it to see how it breaks down, but it seems like so their goal is to avoid the like really silly like Garden Terror run around like an idiot, like W run, and like force the team to try and deal with that. Like, so their goal was to get rid of that and try and make it better to where like there were times where your Garden Terror, if you're sieging with it, like you just couldn't get value because they instantly blew up the plant, right? So it's basically useless. And like there was never an incentive to push with your team, and they're trying to fix that. I don't know if these changes actually accomplish that, but it does remove that like really weird gameplay element of running between the lanes,
But I don't know, like if you think that's the purpose, then I guess it makes sense. But for me, like I still don't understand why exactly these changes. The cooldown 15 to 25, like if I don't know, like how, like it wasn't actually that tanky, the Overgrowth, right? The thingy.
It is more health now too.
Yeah, it's 100%. I see. But like 15 to 25, if you destroy it, what does he do? Kind of, I guess, then just push with the hand. I don't know. Like, like the plant itself was like unique,
I think
But,
what they're
I don't know.
trying to do is make it so that the team pushes with the terror, so that when you
Yeah, I
drop an
feel like-
overgrowth, you protect it. And
Protected. Okay, yeah.
so instead of just lobbing it into the base and punching stuff or whatever, that you're gonna have to push with the team. It's gonna become like your team utilizes this new powerhouse and they march forward with it and they try to do as much damage as possible and protect that overgrowth.
Yeah, I feel like it's more beneficial now to group with the terror with these changes than to split push and have your terror split push another lane. Well, that's just
But-
how I feel from reading
I
it.
think they're just trying to remove that whole thing because it's always a little bit weird to watch two teams dividing and trying to respond to these two terrors that are roaming around, and it's kind of like a weird dynamic. I feel like it's probably one of the hardest maps for a new player to understand like what the right decision is in those kind of moments, and this is going to make it a bit more linear, and at the same time it's kind of a weird spectator experience, like, all right, we're jumbling around over here and then there's some stuff going on there and Illidan's getting a mercenary camp, but I don't know how he's doing that because they disappeared. So I don't know if that's necessarily the best. I like the change myself.
But okay, just a bit about the competitor, right? Like, don't you feel like it's early garden, right? You get the plant, and for example, your team doesn't have the plant, and enemy team has one, right? They push with the plant. He puts overgrowth. What if the enemy team just engages on them? Like, the plant is not so strong early, and you can just fight, you know. And if like the thing was about the plant is that you put W overgrowth, right? And if they engage, the fort or keep still takes damage, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
but
Queen's
now
Curse
if you
is
put the
still-
plant, you just engage on them, and it's like, if it's early garden, like, I mean the plant, like, you just engage on them, and the garden doesn't do that much. Like, only auto attacks and Q is easy to dodge. That's what I feel also about early DK, right? Because you can always, if that's early DK, what in competitive people sometimes tend to do is flank and just engage, like, because it's pretty much 5v4, even though like Dragon at least has like a W reliable. But Q is really easy to dodge, you know. So I feel like in competitive, this could be really awkward, like in early mid when the plant doesn't hit like a truck with the auto attacks. Like, do you guys agree?
Yeah,
in some-
Yeah, I think you have a good point. Like, it's definitely going to change the dynamic of how the plant works. And the first teams to actually discover the best way to play with and against the plant will have a huge advantage if they actually take teams to that map, if that makes sense. So, like, with the rework to the way Garden Terror works, you're incentivized to basically relearn it as a pro player. So it'll be interesting to see if people think like, oh, this change gives me an OP garden strat, and like see how that works, you know?
Yeah.
I just hate that map.
Yeah,
I love that
cool.
map. So
What? I was like about to ask who likes the map.
it's like my favorite map, actually, probably. I think like it's
Damn.
actually got a really interesting split of like how important the PvE objective is, and it's not all or nothing because of the way the seeds carry over from night phase. So like if you do well in the first night, but not well enough to get a plant, like you get something out of it still, you know, progressing through the game, which I think is a big step better than like Battlefield of Eternity or Infernal Shrines, where like the objective is all or nothing. And
Straightforward.
it's like the problem I have with those maps is it's much worse to go for the objective and lose than it is to ignore the objective completely. I think that's like just really dumb design. So I like Garden of Terror's way to kind of make it, you know, some effort put towards the objective gives you some reward, right? And there's a lot of play around that.
Hmm.
I actually agree. Yeah, like Garden, I guess Garden and Sky are the maps that have the most
Yeah.
strategic variations, and
I
that's
agree.
one. Maybe Garden could be one of the reasons why people don't like it, because people are lazy, I guess, to come up with strategies.
Maybe,
But
man.
but Garden, I think like Garden is so far from the strategy wise that people don't like actually know what's the best way to play it, maybe even, I don't know. So yeah, but I agree with them. So.
I'm
Me
curious.
too.
Do you guys know of the changes they made to the core exactly? Like the core health has gone up.
Yeah, it went up a huge amount, and it wasn't even documented in the changes.
I know that's
yeah.
like. There's a lot of big things that weren't documented actually. Well, that's one of them.
Yeah.
Do you know the percentage by any chance, or because I didn't?
I think I read on a Reddit thread that it was something like 25% increase.
Holy.
So like if your core, so basically think of it like on the new patch, they like nerfed the shield a little bit, increased the core HP. So it's like if your core on the new patch gets to 25% or less HP, then it would have died on the old patch. But even after the shields fully regenerate, like there's less shielding than before or something. So like core all-ins are like a lot harder now.
I
When
like
I
it.
played on
in the
PTR,
PTR.
yeah, on the PTR, I noticed the shield, but I didn't notice the health as much. Well, I didn't really pay too much attention to it, but I noticed more from the shield.
Okay. Someone in chat is saying that the devs confirmed it was a PTR experiment. They're not planning to push it live with the patch, so that's actually really interesting.
Yeah.
That's so sneaky that they're like secret experiments. They'll never know.
I wonder if they'll
Yo.
notice if we just tweak the game and don't say anything about it. Yeah.
Butcher, like
Yeah.
they didn't even like.
Yeah.
Yeah, the silence thing is so big, and
It's
they
huge.
don't tell us. Sneaky bastards.
So Lamb to the Slaughter now is a 3-second silence accompanied with it on the target that it chains, and that's 3 seconds of your ragdoll, your toy for Butcher to just play with. You're a Lamb to the Slaughter. Ho ho.
Lamb is disgusting, dude.
You can
Like,
kill any warrior.
yeah,
Like
it's insane
if
now.
yeah, you can pop Hardened Shield. You can do nothing. You just bams. Like you don't even have to do try backline. You can just go like for the warrior and like level 20, like rip. I think we'll see a lot of play with him. I
hope
actually
so.
think because he wasn't bad now. It's just I think that's one of the examples where just better melee assassins, which make him kind of look bad, but he's actually not bad because his auto attacks hit like a truck, and he has a good cap closer, and I don't know, like he's really good, and he will be even better.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Bigempct, you excited for him? You gonna go ham on Butcher?
I wish-
Probably not my hero, but
Yeah,
he
that's
seems
fair.
pretty happy. I don't know. My team's all flex players, so one of us will play it.
Nice, man. Well, let's actually just start powering through the actual hero changes. Just gotta change the overlay, and bam. So some generic talent changes. This block change is massive. 75% from all blocks.
Yeah, I don't think people really appreciate just how much that means, but like
That's huge.
that's like an enormous amount of mitigation difference. The damage that block actually gets rid of is like so big. It makes healing so much more effective on your character that talent actually makes melee assassins a lot worse at hitting tanks that actually choose block, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And this is like an indirect buff for like certain heroes, like Pixie Dust. Pixie Dust now has more viability, so that helps Brightwing out in a bit. Every block talent in the game also gets benefited from this. So,
Except for Murky, who was so overpowered that they had to specifically give him a nerfed version of it.
Fish Tank.
Sad day.
That is a sad day. Arcane Power, no one picks it. They're trying to make it more viable by doubling its timer. Dampened
Arcane
Magic.
Power is just nowhere close to
I
being
know.
availability.
I know.
Like, just look at it and compare it to Bolt or Hardened and tell me that like you think those are the same. Like, come on.
I know, man. The world agrees. 'Cause no one
Yeah.
gets it. What do you think about this Dampened Magic change? Is it as big as block?
Yes. I think that's like a really huge buff. The ability goes from useless to a real talent, but I don't even remember who has that. So
Stitches. But the thing is, like, it's same about the block, right? Like, I mean, you could pick the block because of 25% more, but like, for example, Joanna, still you go for the night spawn, you
Yeah.
need to kind of, like, for Stitches, you wouldn't go for Dampen because you have the W build, or you just go stack healing because it's still stronger talent. Like,
yeah.
it's nice that they're trying to enable other talents, but they're still better talents, if you know what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I think about Dampen Magic overall. Like, it won't push it to be the go-to pick.
Oh.
But I think that's fine. I think it's just there, and the fact that they made it better is good, right? Because it's not like it was too good before. So having something that wasn't an option at all and just making it a little better, okay. So, like, now that talent's not as much of a noob trap or whatever,
I agree.
Cool. Beyond that, Dampen or Vamp is now vigorous. Whatever.
Yeah, what's the deal with that?
I don't
Like,
know. They don't like
That-
vampires,
from-
man.
From
Dude.
Diablo, wasn't it the name from Diablo Vigorous? I don't know. I remember from one of the Blizzard games.
It's just
I don't know.
It's just a different
don't
word,
know.
man. It's just like.
Yeah,
But
it's game changing.
game-changing
Yeah,
word.
dude.
Oh God, hello.
Oh no, Jake, stop breaking things.
Yeah, gave
Nice
him
shirt, bruh.
a bit of a weird angle. Thanks, man. Anyways, let's get down to the good stuff. Gall, negligible, Greymane. They're trying to give him some love. The mark for the kill still probably booty. What do you think about this one, Biggie?
The ulti, I still think Go for Throw is way more stronger.
Yeah.
But I like the 50% to the animation. It feels real. It feels more smooth.
Nice.
I played it.
So he's
Yeah.
a little bit more fun now.
Yeah,
Just a little
feels
more
pretty
fluid.
good.
Could be situational. I don't know.
I still think Go for Throw is way more insane than Mark for Kill.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I guess.
I'm with you. On
Especially if
that
you get double reset. Like, damn.
Yeah, it's about the resets. Maybe if you didn't get a reset, maybe mark for the kill
Yeah.
this type could be. Yeah. Yeah, the resets can win you game. Like I mean, can win you a team fight pretty much.
Yeah,
You know.
good.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know. I think that's a good change just because, like, it was so weird before. Have any of you actually, like, used it and, like, just firing, like, the bullet was so derpy. It was, like, this super
Yes.
slow projectile. So, like, I think just increasing it, at least it won't look so silly, you know?
Old grandpa bullet.
Yeah, man.
Try it more, but I don't know.
Yeah, it was really awkward. I've tried.
All right, Illidan, he's the first of the hero
Oh my God.
reworks. They've deleted pretty much all of his sustained talents, first aid, all his generic talents, all gone. Base health and regen up, attack speed up, and they've introduced a new type of talent, and they're calling these questing talents, from what I understand. And basically, it's kind of like, I guess, like Seasoned Marksman. It's kind of like gathering power. Exactly. Sorry, Seasoned Marksman, Regen Master, Seasoned Marksman, all those kind of talents, and he gets permanent auto attack damage. But once he reaches a certain goal, once he achieves like his objective of 20 auto attack damage, he spikes up to 40, and he gets like this power spike. What do you
You're
guys
talking
think
about level
that?
20?
Well, no, not even level 20. When he gets 20 auto attack damage from this farm
Oh,
on
that's-
Unending Hatred, he gets an additional 10 basic attack damage, an additional 20. So he goes from having a bonus 20 to having a bonus 30 at that one point, and that's kind of a big power swing, especially when his auto attack is so high now.
Yeah, I really like these talents. I think they're super cool. Like, I think that especially what they did with the Kael'thas mana one is the best, but like even this, I think it's like really cool that you have like a specific point where you reach like, yeah, man, I feel like I completed it, it got value or whatever, I got my quest done. I think that's like an interesting thing to do for their talents, and it's like a legitimate like high point as a player. It's like fun when you actually get that quest finished, like it feels good, you know? So I like them a lot.
I like the
BKB?
KT one.
I completely agree with what Dunk said. Like, I'm not an Illidan player, but these type of changes are good. Like the unending hatred. But if we're gonna continue about him, like I know the numbers, we did the numbers, and I'll tell you the numbers what he does on level 20. It's insane.
I just want to
like
finish. I just
specific-
want to finish talking about the questing talents because I want to get the overall opinions on them in
Yeah,
general. So Biggie,
I
like,
agree with that.
You said you like the KT one. That one's a little bit different. We'll get there, but basically what they did in that one, if you guys haven't read these notes yourself, they took Mana Addict, a level 1 talent on Kael'thas that gives him additional mana for collecting regen globes, and everyone would always get Mana Addict and pair it with Arcane Barrier because there was just very obvious synergy with those two abilities. But basically they made it so that once you've collected, I believe it's 25 globes, you unlock Arcane Barrier as an ability. So it's like an inherent ability that comes with a talent, which is really, really genius, I thought.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I actually think it's good because like before Arcane Barrier like wasn't an option if you didn't take the mana talent. So like I kind of have a problem with when there's like a talent on a tier that isn't a choice unless you took an earlier talent that like enables it. So I think it's like this is a cool way of wrapping those two together. So like you can make a talent where, you know, before you couldn't take Arcane Barrier if you didn't get the mana thing because it just sucked. Well, now like you can just put the Arcane Barrier onto the mana talent. Like, okay, cool. So you pick that talent, and now it just feels like a more complete talent choice rather than I need to spend my one talent to enable my 16 talent. They're tied together.
Yeah. So several other community members have actually, voiced that they're kind of against these talents, but all three of you seem to like them. Is that correct?
Yeah, I like them.
I like them.
Yeah, I don't
Like-
have a problem with them.
Cool.
I mean, as with anything, they could make good ones and they could make bad ones. I'm not saying that like the mechanic can't go wrong. I'm just saying it's a cool idea, and I like what they've done so far with
Do you
it.
think this gives you a sense of individuality and a sense of an individual hero spike? Like, for example, we always talk about like level 7, and this team has a talent tier advantage, but suddenly now there's going to be scenarios where Illidan's truly going to feel like he's a carry in these moments where he's powered up, and he might be really strong at this point in the game. And if he achieves that point in the game very early, it could have a bigger impact. Do you think there's like any sense of worth as being a carry due to these kind of talents?
Not really. I don't think it actually does that. To be like, I don't think it like makes me feel more like a special princess or whatever with my talent build. I don't feel more personalized. It's just like another choice that's there. So
What if it continued to? It doesn't. You can't redo that quest like over and over, right? Does it continue to farm after you hit like you get the 20 bonus? Because I haven't been able to test it very much.
I think from what people are saying that the Illidan one does stack up like Seasoned Marksman does now. It keeps going after the bonus, but from what I understand, the Kael'thas Q damage one does not stack up.
Okay.
But I've only played Kael'thas, so I don't know the specifics for the Illidan one.
I know.
Are you sure about the Illidan?
Illidan's movement speed stops at 10. It's 10 charges, 15% movement speed. I know that much.
Okay.
Yeah.
For Dahaka.
I didn't test it enough to know either.
Yeah. Huh.
Okay.
Cool. Well, I mean, I'm really excited for it. I personally think it's an additional like narrative when it comes to commentary, just something else to follow and highlight about a player. Like we always have the Globe of Annihilation stacks and Asmodan. That's always like an additional talking point. Wow, this Asmodan's doing really good or really bad. And now this creates another thing to highlight individual characteristics in the early portions of the game, which is great. So hats off to Blizzard. I think it's a really cool talent or a really cool concept in general. Yeah. But BKB, you were pumped to talk about Illidan a bit more. Let's go, man.
Yeah, so basically, like, the thing about the sweeping strike, it's really nice, the changes. Like, actually, you want to go through all the talents, the changes, or should I just, like, move in what I think?
Yeah, I mean, we can go down the list if you want, or if you just want to target it, we can do that too.
I just know the numbers, and like I think some of the talents are super.
Let's talk about Fiery Brand. Let's just go down the list, man. Fiery Brand. Every fourth consecutive auto attack does 6% of a hero's maximum health. Illidan not only has some of the best sustain in the game, but now he starts to chunk and do a little bit of burst.
Giant Killer was something similar to this, but this gets like a little bit bursty, you know.
Yeah.
Like it's more like a burst, not sustained damage, so it could work out. But there was something better on 16.
Though. What do you think about the Betrayer's Thirst healing, the trait going up to 40%? You think that's a little much, or is it fine because they remove things like Shadow Shield?
I think it's fine because they removed some stuff. But then again, I'm not an Illidan player, so I don't know. Maybe Bigempct has more knowledge about Illidan, but I think this changes a bit, but not that much.
Nah, I don't play Illidan either.
Yeah, that's the dream, boys.
Never lucky.
I reached out to Snitch, and he denied me, man.
Rip. I think the only problem with it is it makes Illidan even more snowbally in a team fight. Like, if you can't kill him, then like he's just gonna heal so much. Like, that's the problem with lifesteal in general, though. Is like when it's good, it feels really oppressive, but when it's bad, it's like useless. So it's like
they took out his stone
thing.
skin in first aid, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And blood
did they?
He lost all of it.
Did they give him like something in return? To
evasion is up to 2.5 seconds in base. Shadow Shield is also gone. he has the additional auto attack speed, more health, and more health regen at base. So they pretty much buffed his base stats and base abilities, and they took away all of the sustained talent. So rather than speccing exclusively into survivability, he inherently has it. Because I think their whole idea with Illidan was there's one build. Everyone plays this one build, which is primarily powered by generic talents, and they're fixing that.
Everyone playing the same build, remove all the talents. Nice, dude. We did it.
The dream, boys. So they've also given him some other cool stuff. They gave him like ability power talents and ability power on dive. So they try to make kind of like an AP burst Illidan a thing.
It's weird.
It is weird. It is.
Yeah.
But BKB, you're talking about a level 16 talent you're really excited for. Is that Blades of Azzinoth?
Yeah. Like, I'll tell you the numbers just a second. Keep talking. I'll find the numbers.
Blades of Azzinoth, basically, every time you hit an enemy hero with sweeping strikes, that's his W. You need to do that 5 times. Once you've earned 5 stacks on your Blades of Azzinoth, you can activate that ability, and it gives you an additional 50% basic attack damage for 8 seconds. This activation will consume all 5 of your stacks. So basically, Illidan has this Berserker mode where he's going to start shredding through his targets. Remember, inherently, they increased his auto attack speed already, so this is going to give you a ton of additional damage. You can farm that additional damage with the level 1 talent, Unending, whatever it is, Unending Rage. So he's going to hit really hard, but one of the things that might make it sound a little more OP than you might be perceiving if you didn't read the patch notes is Metamorphosis did lose its auto attack speed at level 10, but it does still have a boost at level 20.
Yeah.
Did I buy enough time, BKB? Yes.
Yes. Going back to Blades of Azzinoth, so Lowell, he plays a lot Illidan from Team Liquid. He did the numbers on level 20. If you go with Nexus Blades, you do 524 damage per auto attack with his auto attack speed. And Butcher with 35 stacks and with attack speed, meat talent does 500 damage per auto attack. But you have to consider that Illidan has a dive, a sweeping strike, a dash. Like if he hits 524 with the Azzinoth for 8 seconds, like, and he's like in one second he deals 1048 damage.
Oh
basically.
My god!
That's insane.
It's insane. We did the numbers, and like, if you want to try out on PTR, it doesn't make any sense. Like, it's stronger than Butcher. It's ridiculous.
Dude.
And you have like evasion that works so good. Like, I think he will be super strong. Like, if it's level 20 and if you don't fuck up. Oh, sorry. Kappa. If you don't, do bad in a team fight, I think you just like win it by yourself. Like for 8 seconds, you hit like a truck. I don't know.
Yeah.
1k damage per second. Yeah, and it's not including sweeping. Like CST wrote, like it's not including the damage from the W or like anything. Like you still do more damage. He'll be ridiculous. He'll be super strong.
So is Metamorphosis the ult to go still?
I don't know.
I mean,
probably.
Like, you lost a lot of your burst tankiness, so I feel like you're gonna have to pick Metamorphosis now, just like before, just to provide some form of mitigation and ability dodging, right? Like, not having access to the tools of Stone Skin and First Aid makes it probably even more important that you get Metamorphosis and actually dodge abilities with it, rather than just like pressing it and being like derp, run at you now, because I have like so much HP.
I actually with the Metamorphosis nerf, like I personally thought that Hunt is always good, and with the damage he has, we might actually see more Uther, and with having Hunt, like you can jump to any target, like in gap close, and it's a decent stun. I don't know, maybe we could see Hunt, and it's good for map, as well. He can like split push and stuff. Yeah. So I don't know, we could see use of Hunt. Because with proper support, and now his evasion is even better. I don't know. Like,
I was seeing everyone take Hunt on PTR. I was like, what the hell?
I wasn't sure if that was just a PTR thing or like if it's the new hot,
Yeah.
Dude, everyone was
needs more testing.
It's fun though.
Yeah, it is.
So Illidan, obviously a very different hero. It sounds like he's going to be pretty darn powerful, which is honestly is cool to me. I can't wait to see how it works out. What is that? A little Cloud9 jacket? You want to show it off
Yeah,
to the stream?
someone in chat asked about it. It's the new Cloud9 jacket. It's pretty dope. So, you know.
Oh, just a second.
BKB's gonna
No.
go
BKB, you're in liquid now.
summon his
You
dog.
can't show off a Cloud9 jacket.
Oh,
Oh, I still have this.
Yeah.
Best team world. Best team world.
I mean, we're about to find out.
Yeah. Well, you still are since the last time. So.
Well, yeah.
Where's your liquid jacket?
My liquid jacket?
Yeah.
I'm just a tryout. So
damn.
Oh.
we'll see.
Damn.
Alrighty,
We'll
guys.
see.
Continuing on, Jaina. Can we have a moment of silence for her?
We
This
need
hurts.
like a
Yes.
funeral dirge, Jake.
Oh, I can fire.
Killed her.
I can do this though. So I don't know. We can sing a song maybe. I don't know. Yeah, but she's ripped. She's completely ripped.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we'll see. I don't know for sure how it'll fall out, but losing Bolt, like, it feels like such a kick in the nads when a hero loses Bolt, and like, it's okay if they're gonna remove it from everyone. Like, I understand making that decision that you want it just gone from every hero, but like doing it one at a time, especially to heroes that like aren't that popular right now. Like, Shin is not seeing that much competitive play, so like taking away Bolt and giving nothing in compensation, like maybe even nerfing her more by like putting Ice Block to 20 instead of on 13, like that's not good.
It just doesn't make any sense. Like if they follow the competitive scene and like in overall, like in from the percentage in like even in Hero League, like you
Well,
could see that she's not picked a lot. And
to be
like
fair, that she's
this-
only recently fallen off, and they probably came up with these design changes like 2 months ago.
recently,
Yeah.
I guess actually.
So to be fair,
I mean, like 3 patches ago, she fell off hard. Like, so it's not just recently, dude.
well, okay, fair
Yeah.
enough. But still, she was incredibly popular for a long time, and who knows how long ago they came up with these changes? Because it seems like a pretty logical thing, but to move Ice Block to 20, that's bad enough. But to make that her Bolt supplement and then just take that
Yeah.
from level 20, and then to give her Frostbite at level 13 to like try to compensate, like that's they need to buff Frostbite if that's her compensation.
Yeah, we'll see.
But
Biggie,
oh.
you think she's dead
Yeah.
too? You think she's just in a really bad spot?
I think she's in a really bad spot. Like she can't really do anything. It's just like go in or you blow everything and hope you don't die. Like you can't really get out with her.
Look
She
at-
doesn't really have a
She,
escape tool.
she does a lot in early though at mid, but like late
Yeah.
game she falls off so much, and she doesn't, yeah, like you said, doesn't have escape. But there are carries that don't have escapes as well, but they just do a lot more,
Yeah,
But I think she was actually in a really good spot before these nerfs, because she was still situational and she was still picked, and she would do still her work. But now with the nerfs and like without Ice Block, like you will rarely see her. I don't know.
I liked
think
her
she was
old
in-
playstyle with sprint, but that was a long time ago.
So I was actually talking to Bakery about this, and he was suggesting something along the lines of give her sprint back, but make it so sprint is like situational, where it's like he was trying to say like if you're running towards enemy heroes, you get a bonus, but if you're running away, it's not as powerful. So it's more of a like you charge in and it like rewards you for those kind of things because it would make Jaina like really interesting. But I don't know how that would ever make that intuitive. But I
mean-
like the idea of giving her like a customized sprint or something.
I think that doesn't really fit a Frost Mage, though, is one of the problems. Like, that would make sense as, like, a warrior activated. Like, okay, charge. It's like, if Artanis got that, like, whenever Artanis is running at an enemy, he's way faster or something, like, yeah, that would make sense. But it doesn't really make sense for a Frost Mage. So, like,
What's the
It's
hero
out
in League of Legends like that? Is it Vayne that moves faster or
yes,
something?
Vayne has it, yeah.
Mm.
So
I
that
mean,
could be
and-
cool.
Yeah, like, I don't know. That seems like an interesting idea.
I really
But
think she was in in fine spot
Yeah, I
with
think
the
she was in a
ice
good spot.
Yeah, like
And-
I don't know why they
like-
touched her.
The thing for me is like Bolt actually aesthetically made sense on her. Like she's a mage.
Yeah.
Mages
Yeah,
can
and-
blink.
yeah, and
Mhm.
ice
So-
block. She's ice block makes sense.
She's ice and it's nice.
Shit. You could even give her ice block actually. I know it could be OP, but if you give her ice block on 7, that would even make it better because she's ice girl and you get ice block or something.
Why not just
I
give her
don't know.
ice block from level 1 now that we have heroes that have extra abilities for free?
Yeah,
Like, why
exactly.
doesn't she
Or
just
even
have ice
level-
block where Zul has bone armor? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
I'm with you on that.
I mean-
I would love
With
that.
you.
if we're just throwing stuff out there. Like, I don't know what the actual right decision is for Jaina, but I'm pretty sure this is going to make her get even less play, which I wasn't certain was possible, but here we are.
Feels bad, man.
Yeah.
That's fine, though, because we're getting a shiny new toy for mages in the form of the reworked Kael'thas,
Oh, that
which
segue.
is the next topic. So I love playing mages, like, when I don't have to practice supports. So, like, I played a lot of Kael'thas actually on PTR when it came out, and he's, like, super fun. I think the change to Change Bomb is, like, so healthy for the game that you can't instantly pop the double Chain Bomb, like, on someone.
Yeah.
And the fact that it only spreads to heroes so you don't get that dumb, like, creep wave insta-kill, like, combining those two things and changing it to be at level 1 and just built into the ability is, like, such an enormous upgrade to the feel and, like, the conceptual idea of what Kael'thas is. Like, I was so happy with the changes. Like, the quest talents are cool, the new talents for, like, Burden Spheres and stuff. Like, I just had so much fun playing him.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's really fun right now.
So, just to kind of get everyone up to speed, basically, like Dunk said, Chain Bomb is now base, but it only goes on heroes that are not afflicted by Living Bomb and no longer applies to minions, so no link clear. Really cool. This is kind of the same talent design of what we saw with Illidan. Everyone was grabbing Chain Bomb, everyone was grabbing Mana Addict and Arcane Barrier. So they've merged all those together and they've made Chain Bomb base. But Biggie, what kind of builds are you playing with him? I mean, are you trying to run Flame Strike? You doing weird Chain Bomb builds? What are you doing?
I tried the Flame Strike build. It feels pretty good, but like without Flame Strike, it kind of puts you in a bad position too, and you don't have a bolt. I tried the D build. The D build is super fun. You can just keep casting spells like all the time, and you heal a lot, and you never run out of mana with the D
You're
build.
getting it with the self heal or the ability power version, or are you getting the mana return version? Are you like
Mana tap.
Mana tap.
Mana, yeah.
4% of maximum mana.
It's
you
huge.
get restored when you activate it. Yeah, it's really good.
So what about
Anything else?
I don't understand the level 20 talent though. The W1.
Which one?
the Fire Master, whatever, Master Flame?
Yeah, the Master of Flames.
So
Uh-huh.
the moment that this patch was announced and LZ Gamer had time to read it, he's like, I can't wait to have Mighty Gust Apocalypse with Master of Flames just chain indefinitely until the enemy team dies.
So does it just keep exploding?
Yeah. As long as it keeps bouncing off a hero, as long as it can spread, it will continue to spread.
That's pretty insane.
So you have to clump up the enemy team for it to be effective, but with certain wombos, it could be really cool. And by cool,
Yeah.
I mean disgusting.
So now we need something like from Dota 2. What was it called? The one that pulls enemies together.
Black Hole?
Black Hole. Yeah. Who was
Yeah,
the
Black Hole.
Or
hero?
Vacuum from
Enigma?
Darkseer. Yeah, Enigma has Black Hole and Darkseer has Vacuum.
That
So-
would be a 6 synergy.
So give Zarya, please.
Yes.
Zarya? Oh,
Oh
dude.
my god, that would
Sorry,
be
it'll
so
be so
sick.
dope.
Oh my god.
Uh,
I hope she's warrior.
That would be pretty nasty.
She's actually my favorite Overwatch.
Because she's
hero,
your
one
Russian
of the-
bae, dude.
Yeah, she's my Russian bae. She's kind of ugly though, but we're,
Damn.
we're just friends, so
We're just friends.
I prefer beautiful women.
So talents like Burn Flesh, is that compelling? Like the 8% damage if you hit two heroes or more? 8% of the total health gone.
That's
But you
a lot
have
of damage, dude.
It's
you
pretty
have to hit
strong.
them.
Yeah, it doesn't feel
Yeah,
that easy to hit. but it feels backbreaking when it hits.
But
Sorry,
you
go
can
ahead.
also
Vicky,
you can also can you get an additional? No, they took flamethrower out. So
They
okay.
took flamethrower out. That's why I didn't like the DQ that much, but it does a lot of damage. If you get max stacks on that one, the level 1 talent where you stack Q, if you
Yeah.
get max stacks with that and you get Sun Fury, it hits so hard.
So it's what an additional 100 damage, and then you spec it with the burn flash, and it's a ton of damage. It's really cool. I've never heard it referred to as the DQ, and I love it. I love it, man.
You never really cast Q on its own, so I just call it DQ.
The Dairy Queen boys. Okay, so overall, Kael'thas, big buff for him, right? This is going to build, promote diversity, and you think Kael'thas can be overall more viable?
I think so.
More viable than Zero? I don't see how it could not be true.
Yeah. I think he will be picked actually quite a lot.
Yeah, I think so too.
Like,
Awesome.
he's not bad now either. He has sick wave clear and everything
His
else.
It's really good. I think he's really good on small maps.
He has CC. He's a carry and he's a stun.
Yeah.
Like,
They nerfed it a
it's-
lot in the last patch, though.
yeah.
It was still good, but that's his only real survivability until he has Arcane Barrier.
Yeah, but like Biggie, how long have you tried the shield, the arcane barrier? How long does
Yeah.
it take to get it?
It depends on the map. Like, it
Okay,
can
on
be
Tool
really
Dragon?
quick. I didn't. Maybe. I honestly don't know. I need to test it more. Like maybe like 8,
Yeah,
Level
I
8?
heard people saying 7 to 9, so
like 8 minutes.
Oh, 8 minutes.
Oh.
Okay.
8 minutes.
What
Yeah.
That's not bad.
That
Okay.
seems about right.
That's pretty good.
what level are you on minute 8?
Probably like 12
12.
or 10 ish.
Oh yeah, that's good.
That seems about. That's for like a fast map. I feel like just from
Yeah, that's for the fast map though. Like,
like-
Tomb.
yeah. Conjurers
Dragon.
on supports, like you could probably get 25 on like Tomb and Dragon, but like on maps that you don't get very many globes, like you're never gonna finish
Might
that.
go
I feel
Fell
like.
Infusion on that. Like on BOE, if you ever pick it,
Yeah.
like, go Fell Infusion.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
Cool. Well, Kael'thas, obviously a brand new hero. You can try him. Now added to the
Yep.
game. Kerrigan, they gave her some booty ultralist changes.
Pretty
Noxious
booty.
Blossom, they increased the bonus damage on choking
At
pollen.
level 16. I don't know. I don't know if you would get that instead of the auto range.
It's kind of interesting, though.
Yeah, it is interesting. That's a lot of damage, but
Yeah.
auto range
Depends
is really
on
nice too.
Depends on the enemy team, I guess.
Yeah, it does.
Could be really good versus Joanna and stuff like that. Something that doesn't have a gap closer.
Yeah.
Like when you play versus, so like 100% damn. Like
This is,
Yeah.
The Crippling Spores change is really good, though. Like,
Yeah, that
that's-
makes that talent
it's
so much
monster,
better.
dude. Yeah, monster.
Where is that? Which talent tier is that
I
at?
think 7, but I could be wrong. Let them wither.
I don't know.
Do you know, Biggie?
Oh,
Dude, we're the worst.
Oh, it's actually a 16 talent.
Oh,
it's
okay.
the slow.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Okay, so those two buffs are both for level 16 talents.
That's kind of
Oh.
cool.
Interesting.
Let them
So
wither.
it gives you choices at 16, depending on the game.
I mean, that's a fatty slow. Like 50% for 3 seconds. Like you're almost in Abathur Mine territory.
Yeah.
Almost.
Oh, you hate that ability so much. I love it. I love it. All right, Butcher. Now, they even added it to the patch notes. That's actually
Yeah, they did.
It's not in the
Oh.
table of contents at the top. When I started looking at it today, I was like, man, they still didn't update it. Here it is. Targets now reflected by limb to the slaughter are silenced for the duration of it. So the duration has been reduced from 4 to 3. So they did nerf the duration by 1 second, but you're getting limb to the slaughter to silence you. Cooldown has been increased up to 90 seconds, but still 90 seconds of a insta-kill pretty much.
I think in the patch notes, it does say, okay, so like The fact that now that you can unstoppable like cleanse out of it is actually really impactful too. Just as impactful as the silence change. So that's like crazy. I don't know, but it seems broken. Like the level
level
20
20?
talent is like,
Yeah.
oh my god, the level 20. If you
Damn.
hit like 2 or 3 people with it, is just like
It's
game ending.
It's like
insta
game
win.
winning.
Yeah.
Dude, that's so exciting.
I think it's too exciting that it might be even like really broken, but I guess you don't want to wait for level 20 to win the game, but
Yeah.
that's the thing, like I don't think he was in a bad spot, you know. And like it was still like level 10 is improved, like I think we'll see also a lot of him, because like actually if you get on level 20 and if you hit like 3 people like Biggie said and Dunk, like it's GG pretty much.
I'm excited
It's
for it, though.
ridiculous. I don't know.
I like buffing these heroes that don't see a lot of play, because if it promotes more diversity and more unique play styles for teams, it's just going to make the game that much more successful. So as an esport and as a game to play, it's just great. Continuing on, because we are already an hour and a half in, boys. We do in fact have another new hero. How exciting! We have we made it to the bottom of the page. Excellent. We're getting there. Hello, everyone's dizzy and vomiting. And Tychus, new hero. They removed all of his stuff, and they made him a tank buster. This is something they said they wanted to do for a long time, but they've given him an activatable on his D called Minigun, and he's got all these unique mechanics surrounding around that, and he's got things like, he basically do 1% of a target's hit points while you have Minigun active, I believe.
At level 20.
Yeah, level 20. Yeah, but that's still insane. Oh,
Yeah, it
no,
is.
that's not even with minigun. That's just his basic attacks do 1% of your hit points. He's got Master Assassin, which is like takedowns give him additional attack speed, so you can ramp up his attack speed to be 30% bonus throughout the game, and then have 1% additional damage every time you do an auto. Like, that's insane.
That's yeah, like if 3 max HP when enemy is over 40%.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I don't know, like he shreds tanks. I tried.
Hey,
I
look
don't
at
know.
this. You just melt a Diablo using lightning breath. You just giggle at them.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it seems like he does like a lot of damage to tanks.
And he's got some cool quest talents. We've got the farm the attack speed with Master Assassin. You've got In the Rhythm. No, it's not In the Rhythm. There is another one, though.
You just go drill and win the game. And like not because not because of the drill, but actually because you have a drill and plus you shred everyone. Like, I don't know. I think he will be also played a lot. He really shreds like already in early levels.
Dash talent that you look
Oh,
for.
level 1 dash. Yeah, here it is. So that's another quest. 25 stacks of orbs can give you, like, not only do you get additional movement speed after you cast it, but you increase the dash range once you hit 25 stacks. So you can have a lot of mobility, you can have a lot of damage. He lost Melting Point. Nice consolation, I guess. But he's pretty darn good. You think he's going to be a top-tier assassin, Biggie?
I don't know. I don't like that. I don't like that hero at all. I can't seem to like it. I don't know why. I tried to play it so many times. I just don't like him. But he seems really strong from just reading it.
So let's talk about his Bolt of the Storm replacement. Now, Jaina, we talked about her. They moved Ice Block to 20, which inherently just nerfed her. But they took Bolt away from him, and they gave him a new talent called Bob and Weave. Now, we just talked about Dash, that level 1 talent that can increase the range on his E. That can give him movement speed after the E, but you can also get 3 charges of it at level 20, which gives him, like, what is he? Is he Tracer now? Like, it seems really good.
It is.
Being everywhere.
Yeah, I feel like that talent is going to make for, like, at least one time in competitive, you're just going to see an absolutely, like, nuts competitive, like, highlight reel where somebody just, like, dodges an ability, kills someone, dodges back the other way, kills, like, I can't wait to see that. But, like, yeah, it seems really good.
And again, this is something that makes a player like more skillful, you know. Like you can do so much, like with this 3 charges of run and gun. I don't know. I can dodge and dodge stuff and make plays. I don't know. It's super good. I like it. I was really looking forward to see Tychus in competitive, and I really hope that people find the right way how to play him. And I think like
everything about him is tank buster though. BKB, like,
Yeah.
are you worried that he's just gonna slaughter like double warrior play? He's got a grenade upgrade that just does 5% ability or 5% hit point damage, and it's AOE.
Yeah, I'm personally like worried. Like I tried them and I saw the damage. It's ridiculous. Like even early game, like if you pop the passive, like it hurts like hell. You know, like you can't like you have to be really careful. Like you have to play really careful. But I think he again will be quite good versus tanks and warriors that don't have any gap closers and stuff. You know, like. Something like Joanna or Arthas, even though Arthas has a root. But yeah, you know what I mean? Like, something that he can do free damage.
Is Cho'Gall no longer viable? Like, does Tychus just, like, giggle at Cho'Galls now? Like...
Yeah, it's a counter. Like, it's a complete counter. Yeah, huge one.
Cool. I love...
Rip.
Alright, well, it'll be fun to see Tychus develop. We gotta keep carrying on. Abathur, big buff. Nice!
Why doesn't say deleted from the game?
Well, non-hair carries him straight.
I'm sorry, BKB, I know you hate Abathur. He's still
I
there.
do hate.
I didn't even... Is this been added to the patch notes too, the Taste for Blood? I don't remember reading this, but it's now easier to get your stacks.
Yeah, that's cool. I guess that's a tiny buff to like playing quick match Asmo or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that's fine.
That's cool. I'm happy with that. Now the new hero, boys. Gazlo. He lost a lot of stuff. His turrets now cost a little bit more, but they have 27% additional range at base. He's got a bunch of new talents to support new styles of builds and things that, you know, basically combo-esque talents where if you successfully connect with an Explodium charge, you get 2 charges of turrets, and so on and so forth. Is anyone at all think that Gazlo is going to be seeing play on anything other than, like, Sky Temple?
I asked K1 to come talk about it, and he said no, but he did say that Gazlo OP, so I take that with salt, but yeah.
Dude, K1, get him over here.
I tried. He didn't want to, dude. What, you want to go, like, forcibly pull him over here?
Yes?
Yes, please.
Do it.
Do it. Bring him in your arms.
Dude,
if I was a warrior player, I could go helping hand, you know? But,
How is the worst manager confirmed?
Kappa.
Well, everyone tweet at K1 Pro with your disapproval of him not giving us his sick Gazlo knowledge.
Yeah.
I'm not an expert at Gazlo. I'm
You guys
sorry.
what do you guys think about death lasers or charging my lasers?
The W?
The level 20 talent that makes it so all your turns shoot a laser.
Ooh.
When you shoot a laser.
I haven't tried it.
I haven't actually seen that get used, but like if it sounds broken. Like it sounds insane. So like we'll have to see if it's actually good once it gets used, but I haven't seen
How big are the
lasers get
lasers?
used.
It could be really bad, you know, like, yeah, you have to see. Bless you, someone. I don't know who. Kappa. Anyway, yeah.
Are the
like,
lasers big?
You haven't tried? Jake, you wanna go maybe, I don't know how much time we have for the show, but can you maybe try?
I'll do it.
Yeah.
Keep talking about
There's
Gazlo,
no
boys.
way you can get Gazlo to level 20, dude, in time.
Yeah, there is.
Oh god.
I still
Oh wait, you
think...
can go into go
Yeah.
into the shop and just go to Trimod or whatever and level up, yeah,
Yeah,
and see what they do.
yeah, exactly.
That could
So-
be really cool, dude. If you like set up an arc of them and then like just grab a bomb someone and just like huge nuke. That could be cool.
like everything about Gazlo is not bad. The only problem is that his stun is easy to dodge, but I still think you can actually, if you maximize your like skill potential, you can still try to CC someone with your stun, you know?
Well, they
To make the
also gave
target.
him a talent that makes his bomb radius bigger, which is actually kind of a big deal.
Yeah, it is. It's actually really impactful.
Like
But
that's
his
people-
issue.
Go
His
ahead.
issue was always survivability, you know? The stun was just easy to dodge, and his issue was survivability. I think if they could have added the survivability somewhere.
Well, they took a lot of survivability out, actually, by removing First Aid and Stone Skin. Like, I don't know if those really got picked much, but the fact that Gazlo doesn't have First Aid anymore is actually really impactful, I think.
Yeah. And
All right, boys.
I agree, and I think some kind of dash could be really big for him. Oh shit.
Oh shit.
Okay.
That's-
But
Wait, do that again so we can see the targeting reticules. They seem really weird. Like,
yeah. If
it
you
looks like they don't aim at, like, your mouse cursor. Do all of them aim at your mouse cursor?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
move
they
your mouse
do.
cursor closer to you. And,
Alright, hold
like,
on.
the way they crisscross is, like, kind of weird.
I think it's because of the distance between them.
Oh, that's really neat. Like, the one that was aiming
That's-
backwards because it was so close to it. That's
Can
really
you do-
cool.
Can you do? Okay,
The
the
lasers
damage.
seem really long. Like, the actual turret lasers seem like they're
Oh, I grabbed the
meaningfully
talent.
long. Like, they actually hit.
Yeah, I mean, I think
That's
that's
cool.
probably from the talent, but
You could do some sick stuff with this when pushing or like set. Oh my god! Like for objectives or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
Wow, dude.
crazy.
That's
That's
act- like
sick.
I think the thing I like the most about that is actually that like it shows the targeting reticule. Like that's super cool.
Yeah. It's
I think the turrets only get like small lasers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they don't do full. It looks like.
geometry. Kappa.
pretty cool. But he's also got like a another really cool talent called It's Raining Scrap at level 20. And
I can't believe you take the opportunity to sing that appropriately
it's
tuned.
raining scrap.
There you go.
Hallelujah, it's
There you
raining
go.
scrap. Amen. We're gonna
Okay,
drop
I
it
regret
down
asking you to
and
do
gonna
that now.
pick it all up. All right, Doug, that was for you, man. It's
Thank
really
you.
raining
Thank you.
scrap. Like, holy shit. That's
You know what he needs?
what does he need?
He gets HP when he picks scrap. That would make him viable,
that would be
maybe.
dope.
I don't know. Something like that. Maybe not a dash, because I was just reading chat and thinking, but maybe something like that. Because I really feel like the only problem with him is that like there's no escape or like he's squishy. But yeah,
Yeah, man, the dream.
the dream.
I'm glad you guys were all suffering from my terrible song. Let's continue on with the patch notes. So, yeah, they give some cool stuff with Robogoblin change. The fact that you can now target your turrets with Robogoblin. So if you pick up Robogoblin, you now have manual control over what target your turrets shoot, and that's kind of big.
Yeah, that is actually a big quality of life change. I don't know if it makes Robogoblin the go-to choice.
What's the level?
I that's the thing. Like Gravel Bomb is still.
Yeah.
Gravel Bomb is OP like it's strong. It's just the hero itself is not that. It wasn't that good, but the ult with the synergy with his stun is like sick. Like you can win
Yeah.
team fights from that, you know. So
There was a talent that made it. Yeah, rocket turrets deal 25% additional damage when Gazlo's in the range of the turrets. So basically, Gazlo can say he can like become this hero that challenges, and he controls like a location. And if you need to dive on that location, you can't stop him because its turrets do 25% additional damage. You can then target them with Robogoblin onto that one single target for a lot of focus. And I don't know. It sounds like it could be kind of cool for certain kind of maps like Sky Temple or something like that. I guess we'll find out. Rip Murky, they buffed March. I guess they just want to see more heroic diversity, but Octo is so good.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm actually surprised that they nerfed block for it, like preemptively nerfed his block when they put in the new one. Like that's interesting. That means someone in the internal testing was like, all right, guys, Murky's just too broken with the new block, dude. I can't handle it. Nerf that. Like,
Who is that guy?
Not Trixler. Trixler
know.
loves Murky.
yeah, Tim would never, ever suggest a Murky nerf, so it couldn't have been him.
I don't know, but
Gary got buffed.
Gargantuan got a nice buff.
Gary.
Yeah, we called it in Europe Gary.
Nice. Well, is that even a buff? Like, the fact that he doesn't do bonus damage to minions, like mercenaries and stuff. Wait, does he do bonus damage to
just says
mercenaries still?
minions or
Because it doesn't
structures.
specifically say
You're right.
mercenaries.
You're right. He might still be able to mark with it.
That's interesting.
Hey,
That is a huge buff if that's the case.
maybe they realize the value of that at level 20. A lot of people like to do that. I don't know. All right, we are running low on time, so we got to power through. Sylvanas overall, they buffed her. They buffed her auto attack damage. They buffed her Q damage. They gave her new talents that makes her Q. She has an additional charge. It comes up more quickly, so she has burst as a hero. They removed possession. Well, they moved possession to level 7 to be a talent at level 7 that you can now grab, and it's quite impactful.
Still sucks.
So funny.
I know,
How
it
bad
is
was
so
it?
funny, dude. It's-
They just moved it.
Well, they did
Come on.
nerf it. You only have 3 charges, but it's still really good at 7. And she now has mind control, a really impactful long-range ability in which you take control of an enemy hero for 2 seconds? 2.5 seconds? 2.5 seconds. You can only move them. You can't cast their ability, so you can't burn their heroics or anything like that. But you do gain, control of that hero's movement, and you can just take their medic and wander them into your team and giggle at them and call it a day.
Yeah, that heroic is hilarious.
It's
Dude.
so many plays. We will see a lot of plays with it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's insane. Like, mind control is like, oh my god. If you're playing in like a non-coordinated setting too, so like your healer probably doesn't have cleanse, and like people aren't gonna pay attention for the channel and interrupt it. It's just like, oh my god, she moved mind control again. Like, there's nothing I can do about this. So it's.
I don't know how
crazy.
good it will be in a competitive. I think we might see it a little bit, but I don't know how good it will be. But yeah, because cleanse and you can just stun it if you're out of position. But in solo queue will be really. I think in solo queue you can win games with that.
Yeah, I think it lets her like crush solo queue games where people aren't coordinated.
Yeah.
Do you
I think it's.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
No, you go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. I think it's actually because you both said that it's better for like uncoordinated quick match or hero league games, but I actually think in competitive it will be quite strong as well. Like
Yeah, it might see some.
I don't know. Like you can like I don't know what you can do with it still. Like people find out really sick stuff with it. I think even like in competitive as well.
So I just want to talk about that sound effect. I was so freaking scared the first time I heard it.
Yeah.
It's so badass, man. So manly.
But level 20 is epic. But I don't know. Like it's funny, but like maybe they should have made something else. But the move speed is funny.
You should try the level 20 one, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jake, show the level 20.
Oh god,
Oh, by the way, just so you know, when you cast when you cast mind control, like when you channel it and the hero gets out of the channel range, but if you channel it before he gets there, you still get the channel. So it can be really big range. Like it can be like huge range.
Yeah, they only need to step into the actual castable range of the
Exactly.
ability, split second, and then no matter how far away they go, the mind control still goes off.
Saul made a good point. So like, if you get Will of the Forsaken and then you pop it and then you mind control someone, then the only way to stop it is to cleanse it, because you're gonna be a Sylvanas would be unstoppable.
Yeah.
That's what I actually wanted to also say. That yeah, exactly. You just have to pop it before you use your ult, and that's it.
Yeah.
But I think we'll see a lot of her as well in competitive, and her 16 talent was really strong, I think, as well.
I think her burst is a lot stronger now.
Oh, yeah.
Q changes.
Oh yeah.
But level 7, you still go with the unstable, right? Poison.
The cold embrace, even though it's single target.
No, 7. Level 7.
Oh, level
Wait,
Yeah,
I
I
was-
can
I-
explode minions. I think so. I don't know though.
Oh, I tried a
It's like-
different one.
Isn't that too late?
On 7,
Like,
I
yeah.
Cause then it doesn't pop on heroes anymore. So like I took Barb
Yeah.
Shot.
Yeah,
It doesn't pop. What do you mean it doesn't pop on heroes anymore?
It doesn't do
Like,
the
you
burst
know-
it used to do. It hasn't been done that for a while though.
Oh, no,
Oh.
no, dude! Look in the patch. It no longer even affects heroes or structures.
Heroes or structures. I didn't see
Yeah,
that.
so
That's
Oh,
a
God.
Barb Shot now.
Huge nerf to Sylve, dude.
So I mean,
Actually,
maybe
yeah.
possession is the way to go now. Honestly, possession's like
I
it has
think
merit
Barb
on
Shot is still
certain
better.
maps. Like if
So the
you were
Barb
to-
Shot deals 200% to minions, mercenaries, and monsters.
Mm,
So-
yeah,
yeah.
that's good.
Like the charges, the cooldown. What is the cooldown? The cooldown was big for the charges. I checked
Possession,
it out. I
it's
think
like 30 seconds
12.
or something. Oh,
30. That's a
12?
lot, man.
So this
Yeah,
charge
there's
cooldown
12.
12 seconds.
For
A
possession.
12 for one charge. 12 for one charge. So it's 36 seconds for 3 charges.
That's not bad, dude.
I don't know. I don't know. Like, okay, I didn't see the change to unstable poison because this
I
is
still think
like
Barb.
huge nerf.
Yeah,
Dude.
because
Yeah.
they nerf unstable, I think you need the Barb for like wave clear.
But she's already got all the lockdown and stuff on structures in general, so they might have nerfed her lane clear a little bit. They buffed her damage at base and they buffed the damage on her Q, so it shouldn't be that much worse. And she's more valuable in a team fight, even without
Yeah.
the AOE vulnerability. I still think she's going to be more valuable in a team fight, especially level 1.
Yeah. Overflowing Quiver.
Cool. All right, we got.
I think we'll see her.
Yeah,
Right?
I do too, for sure. I definitely think we'll see Sylvanas be played a lot more. Probably in all regions too. Haunting Wave is still kind of weak compared to like things like Barrel Roll, though. Haunting Wave is still not reactionary, and still you have to kind of predict that you're being attacked to use it, which will always be a weakness for her, I think. All right, Olaf. They changed the block stacks from 8 to 5 seconds, kind of a little buff for him. Curse strikes can only affect heroes and summons now. I guess this worked
It's
on
fine.
everything, but whatever.
Yes,
It didn't work on the
worked
boss. I think that's the only thing it
No,
didn't
no.
work on.
only on creeps
Yeah.
and mercenaries.
Nidus Worm change. This is kind of cool. It seems like it took them so long to figure out any way to make Nidus Worm more compelling, but I still can't imagine it being better.
Ah,
Dude,
True.
there is going to be a cancerous split push Zagara Nidus like build.
Think so?
You know it will exist. Like, I don't know if it'll make its way fully to competitive, but people will try it, and it will be miserable to play against.
yeah. It's kind of disgusting. But there's
Daka,
actually a-
Zagara, the dream.
Yeah. There's a bug actually with her. Someone posted a video where she goes in the Nidus on PTR and you get the regen all the time. Like you lose HP and you're full HP again. Like you regen up
Oh
fast on
no.
HP. So they need to fix the bug. Like, I don't know, maybe I can find the video.
All right, Dunktrain, Earthbind Totem, another nerf to Rhaegar. Now is affected by AoE damage.
Woo! Like, that's such a joke, man. Look at Healing Ward. It's
That's-
literally impossible to, like, it's so impossible to get value anytime you use it. Like, and that's the same thing with Earthbind now. Like, that's so unnecessary. And, like, Rhaegar just got slammed with nerfs, too. I don't know.
Feels bad,
Like-
man.
Whatever.
They hate wolves, confirmed.
I'm over it. They hate supports. No big.
A 0.5 second cooldown has been added between activation of cancellation of fortifying brew channeling. That's like ridiculous. That's huge. Seems like a really unnecessary nerf to Chen.
0.5 second has been. Yeah. Does it change a lot?
Well, it makes-
0.5 seconds has been.
Mostly, I
can't
feel like
instantly
that's not a nerf. I feel like it's just there so people don't accidentally cancel it in the first half second. Like,
Yeah.
can't imagine it's a
I
a
see.
legit nerf in any way. Like,
It's 0.5 seconds. I mean, shouldn't change a lot.
For some reason, I was reading channel, so it's cooldown. My brain was telling me channel. Okay.
Well,
Reinforce again got the same change, and Grizzled Bear got the same change. But more or less, that is the patch. Who do you guys think got the biggest buff, and who do you guys think got the biggest nerf in this patch?
Biggie, you want to start?
Biggest nerf is definitely Jaina, and the biggest buff I don't know. I don't know yet because I don't know how strong Illidan is, but from a range carry perspective, I guess I think we'll see more KT.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dunk?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's really obvious. Like, there's a lot of power creep going on right now. It feels like all the assassins are just power creeping like an enormous amount every patch. The like, whatever assassin gets a buff just gets like a huge buff up above the point of the power level of every other hero in the game. Like we've seen it with Greymane. And this just feels like an exact same repeat of that, where Illidan and KT got enormous buffs and increased the bar of the power level. And so when you see a hero like Jaina in that same role who already wasn't popular getting a nerf at the same time, it's just like she's going to be just so far behind the pack. It's unreal.
Can I interrupt you for a second?
Man.
Like you're talking about like exactly like the things they're doing with the heroes is the right thing. They're making all the heroes OP.
Seems
It
that
just
way.
doesn't come. Yeah, it seems that way, but like it still doesn't make sense. I think for all why they do stuff like with Jaina, you know. But it's
Yeah.
super exciting to.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I really like the direction
Yeah.
they've moved, Kael'thas and Tychus.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's super cool that they've got more identity now, and the power level like makes more sense for each talent and stuff like that. Like, those are absolutely huge, good improvements. It's just like a little awkward to see the Jaina nerfs at the same time, and I don't know. It feels like supports and most warriors are also like not in a great place, and they keep focusing on assassin tweaks.
Do you think
Yeah.
that the changes to block and dampen magic will help kind of mitigate some of the power of them so that supports don't feel like it's impossible to keep your team alive?
I actually think it's funny that the block change went in the same patch as the AD that cares the least about block got like an enormous buff to the point of like speculatory OP. Like Tychus doesn't care about block, right? Because he attacks 58,000 times per second, so like block doesn't bother him. So it's just going to be like more painful for the heroes that were already a little awkward, like Butcher, where like getting a blinded or like missing one auto attack, you know, blocking one auto attack is like a huge impact for those heroes, and now it's even more backbreaking. Whereas like the consistent damage dealers like Tychus and Vala, who are both looking to be in really good spots after this, like just block doesn't matter to them.
Yeah.
Oh.
Cool. All right, well, we are running low on time, so we have to power through and talk about ETS very quickly. I knew this patch would be brutal, but that was a big discussion. So ETS, we saw kind of some cool strats busted out. We saw the shift in the meta with a decent bit of Vala play. Bloodlust was used. What a glorious tournament. Thank you so much, Big E and Blaze. But Blaze, you guys, I mean, Big E, let's talk about the new Blaze team. Tell me about how this all became a reality.
So basically, like regionals happen and roster shuffles happen, and we were given the opportunity to play on Blaze, and I felt like aside from C9 and Naventic, that was my best option, and like how do you say it, like I feel like I would have the most success with as like a 5, and I feel like I meshed in the best with them, so I went with that, and we started screaming, and it was like it felt really good. Like everyone talked a lot, comms were good, input was good. We just all really get along. I think our personalities, all of us, mesh really, really well. And going into ETS, we only scrimmed for like a day, like 4 hours max. We didn't scrim at all. Like I know a lot of teams said that they didn't scrim, but we only scrimmed 4 hours because Euge and Cladius had to practice for dorms.
Yeah, they've been going.
So we kind of just like, we kind of just YOLO'd it, and I was surprised we did so well. I'm happy about that.
So,
But, yeah,
so tell me about this little ability called Bloodlust.
Basically, it's OP. If you don't go tank, you just go Bloodlust, kill everything. Just kill everything. Just run at them.
That's what I want to hear.
I love it.
It was with Troll and Xul, right?
With we ran it with Zul, Thrall, Vala,
Rhaegar, and something
Rhaegar,
else.
and something else. What did we run it
Do you
with?
have another support? Or no?
Yeah, they had. I think they had another support. That was the draft that I wanted.
Toronto's the classic.
No,
but-
we had a Zeratul.
Did you?
I'm pretty
Are you
sure.
sure?
Wait,
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
100% sure.
But that
Doubting myself.
that team composition was like it's I don't know, like Blaze has a really unique style, and like that composition I really fell in love with. I really like we when we scrimmed with Liquid, like we tried something similar, and I really did enjoy like playing without a warrior, like or playing solo.
Durante.
Yeah, she's
Solo
the classic.
front
Because Trish had
good.
aura. But that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, you had to run.
All of our strats are in Cladius's brain. We didn't talk about this beforehand. We never practiced it. It's just all in Cladius's brain, and he picks it. He tells us what to do. He has a plan, and we just execute it as best as we can,
I'm pretty
and it
sure
worked out.
a very similar style was used in Korea, so it probably was inspired by that. Very similar comp. But Dunk, you think you've run Love Us recently too?
Yeah, we also used it in that same tournament earlier. Cough. On the same map. Yeah,
Good
no, I
on
think
that.
it's super good. I think it's really, really good in some situations. Like, it's something people aren't really prepared to deal with because they forgot how to deal with it. So, having the option to kind of like surprise people, it gives you a lot more flexibility and power.
Oh yeah.
So
I mean, I love Multi Cups.
yeah, so obviously this is Blaze's first tournament, as a team, and you guys upset Niventic. You guys took Cloud9 to Game 5.
Hmm.
What's the future look like for you guys? You guys, the organization has to be ecstatic.
Yeah, it's looking good. Like we're all super excited, but we're gonna talk about it next, right? Like summer, but yeah, we have some schedule conflicts for summer. So for the first and second qualifier, we might need to use 2 subs because of dorms. So hopefully Blizzard works around it for us. But if not, then we have to play with subs for first and second qualifier, and it's gonna be rough. But I'm pretty sure. I'm confident. Me, B-Kid, and Jason can do our best. Like we're all really good players. So I'm confident in that.
Awesome.
Good luck, man. So you have a really unique style, so hope it works out for you in future.
That's why I'm so excited about Blaze rising up, because you guys do play your own game, and it's really enjoyable to watch. And a few teams,
We're all basically.
a lot of other
We're all
teams.
basically. Alright, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like in North America, it's always been the classic for teams to follow the leader and do whatever Cloud9 and Tempo Storm has been doing. And that's always been a very classic thing. Most teams, it felt that way. Yes, you had stylistic choices with like Cognitive, like Glaurung and whatnot. You have certain people that did things a little bit differently. And 2Arc always did the weirdest shit, but Blaze always felt like you guys never followed that norm. And obviously you're new to Blaze, but it really feels like that that has stayed the same.
It feels like home now.
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome.
That's good, man.
Like I want to say I'm a range carry player, but everyone on Blaze is basically flex because we had B-Kid play Illidan, we had him play Vala, I had to play Thrall, and I had to play Rhaegar. But it's fun. I like it a lot. It's like something new.
Dunk, what'd you think of the event? Were you impressed with like the overall results and the overall skill of the competition? Because everything I saw looked pretty darn good from that event.
Yeah, I feel like it was a continuation of what we saw at NA Regionals, where some of the teams that people hadn't necessarily been expecting to be so good really showed up, like Blaze crushing. I mean, we saw Tempo Storm having a really rough time, Cog having a rough time, so I mean, those two were like really consistent third, fourth. Like Tempo Storm used to be second every time, Cog used to be third every time, and now we're seeing teams like Guster Bust, like teams like Blaze, like really pick it up and pull some impressive showings. So we'll see how it turns out.
So I was casting Dorm this weekend, so I only caught a few matches here and there when I wasn't casting. But is Vala rising up the way that a lot of people expected her to, with the changes to auto attacks and the changes to Rain of Vengeance? And are we seeing more play in Rain? Because in Dorm, Strafe didn't get picked once. I know that much.
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone will agree. Like, we've seen a lot of Vala at that event. Like, everyone's kind of picking it now.
Awesome.
It rains really strong.
Don't forget the fact that like just the other assassins like are not that good anymore, and
Or like Jaina.
no, yeah, like so it's one of the reasons why actually Walla has the
Mhm.
spot now. And
Yeah.
also like I don't know how in NA because you don't usually play solo Tassador a lot, right?
No, almost
So
never.
yeah, in Europe we do, and like you still see a lot of strafe when there's a solo Tassador.
Hmm.
Yeah, because
Like
can't heal it.
so
That makes sense.
yeah, like even versus solo Tiranda or something also.
Mhm.
Like you can even go rain and burst someone. And
Mhm.
again, there's a lot of melees that you can make good use of
Yeah.
rain of vision, so
Yeah.
she has a good spot.
Jaina and Kael'thas being entirely out of the meta on this live patch is like huge for why we're seeing characters like Bala get a lot of play. It's because those heroes like really preyed on her for, and now they're unpickable. So
Exactly.
Well, that's the way the meta shifts, ladies and gentlemen. All right, well, we do have one final topic for tonight, segueing immediately into the announcement of the summer season. And honestly, the summer season has already started, hasn't it, BKB?
Yeah, it has. And just to say something fast, like this is really horrible. Like so many people are complaining, and it's not healthy for the teams and players. Like we just had the qualifiers, the worlds, right? And people still haven't found the right home, you know. And they give
Yeah.
us like what 2 weeks to find a team, or like for the team to find a player. Like it's problems with contracts, it's problems with like trying out, you know, and stuff like that. It's just a lot of problems.
I mean, the spring season hasn't even ended yet. Like,
Yeah,
Dunktrain's preparing to go to Worlds in Korea.
exactly.
And there's like some. It's had Arthalon tell him to calm his face. But
When do you guys get back from Korea, Dunk?
I think we get back from Korea like 2 days before the qualifier.
So you guys have
or
to learn
whatever
the patch in
weekend.
2 days.
Yeah, like that's really silly too. Like we come
Yeah.
back from Korea where we're playing Worlds on an old patch to come back
That's
to a new
ridiculous.
patch on live, new hero, 4 new hero reworks, and like qualifier that weekend. Like I'm not. The thing is, on the one hand, yeah, there are like 8 spots for regionals or whatever. I'm not really concerned about not making it to regionals. Obviously, it's more of like just
You have to do
awkward.
extra work.
Not even extra work. It's just awkward to like have that happen. I mean, why aren't the teams that are going to Worlds just automatically qualified for the first regional? Like, if you're gonna put the
Or, yeah.
qualifiers literally at the same fucking time as the Worlds, like that's my only complaint. It's not that I don't actually think we're gonna qualify. Like, I don't think it's realistic that we don't over the course of the 3 qualifiers. It's just
Yeah.
weird. And there's no
Mhm.
reason, if you think that the 2 teams that went to Worlds for that region are the best 2 in that region, why not just
Have them
give them the
automatic.
spot at regionals?
Yeah,
Yeah,
simple
like I don't
solution.
see why. Yeah.
Yep.
But I understand your plight too, BKB, where there's just no way you can, if you're trying to form a team, right, to compete, like after your roster falls apart or whatever from the last qualifiers, like 2 weeks before, there's not enough time to build a roster, get synergy, try people out, find
Yeah.
out who you're comfortable with. Like, that's a tough spot, man.
Like
Yeah, it is.
for me, I never found like I was in Virtus Pro, right? And then I left because it didn't work out, right? And I was making a team with ADRD, and it didn't work out. And then they asked me to go with them to Katowice, and like after that, I told them I want to try out different options, you know. And I don't even have time to try out different options. Like I had to tell them that like I'm gonna try with Liquid now, you know. And I can't even try other options besides Liquid because I have to try out for them, you know. And again, like personally, and it's not only for me, I know so many players that are in the same spot that I'm just worried even about myself, you know. In like, do I find the right team? Do I find the right players? Or am I gonna waste my like 4 months? Am I gonna qualify for Worlds? Or like, you know, it's a lot of, yeah, it's like not healthy, you know.
It's tough for everyone, and there's definitely some overlap. I mean, one thing that Bigempct was just talking about is the fact that he's got multiple, teammates that are going to be playing in dorm finals. Dorm finals is April 9th and 10th, and that's also
Exact same
qualifier
day.
1 and 2.
Yeah.
Now there's 2 spots here that go to DreamHack Austin. The DreamHack Austin will be $100,000 at the first DreamHack in North America. DreamHack Austin, I believe, is like May 3rd and 4th. May 6th and 7th right here. So 2 teams here from the qualifier 1, 2 teams from qualifier 2, and qualifier 3. These are all both single elim. Qualifier 3 is a double elim event. It takes place between 2 days, and top 8 teams that have not already qualified will earn entry. So that confirms that this is actually a 12-team qualifier, which I believe is the first time that's been the case for any of these lands in North America or Europe.
I think you're misreading it, Jake.
Am I?
You are, I think.
Yeah. Like 8 teams are qualified for the 3rd qualifier, not 8 teams from the 3rd qualifier are in DreamHack Austin. So like it'll be an 8-team double elim for the last 4 spots. It looks like.
Yes, for the last qualifier. Yeah.
So you have
like
to get. Yeah. So if you don't get in the 1st or 2nd one, but you qualified for the 3rd, you have to get top 4 out of 8 to make it to Austin.
Oh damn.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's like spring. So you probably earn seeding points from 1 and 2.
So if you
And
can't
then
play
3.
this weekend, you're screwed.
Yeah, literally for Blaze, like if they have to play
That's
with
why
sub,
we
or
just
like
have to get a sub.
yeah, that's so awkward. And then we do
Good.
Okay, we
It's
either get
really
subs or
bad.
they let them play backstage or something, but it's gonna be really hard.
Yeah, maybe it's even a good solution, because I don't know, like every qualifier matters.
I
so-
know they messaged CS Steve and we're gonna see what we can do, but if the last option is to just find 2 subs and hopefully get good seeding points or something.
That's
But-
brutal.
Yeah, just find
if
out, man.
if qualify with subs for the 1st and 2nd qualifier, then we're gonna play in the LAN with those 2 subs. Like they're gonna be given the opportunity to.
That's actually really cool of you guys. I think that's a good decision. Like, because that sucks from the subs perspective. Like, oh, I helped this team get a spot or
Right.
whatever, and then like they're just kicking me when they're like. So that's actually really cool of you guys to do that. So I hope it works out for you guys.
Yeah, good luck with problem solving.
Thank you.
All right, so there's more. There's obviously a second NA qualifier that's also announced today, and we have basically there's 4 qualifiers for the second regional. So unlike last year where there was we had Katowice where 2 teams advanced to Korea, and then we had Burbank where 2 teams advanced. There's actually going to be 2 North America regionals that have 1 team advance, and then 2 European regionals that have 1 team advance. But these are the other qualifiers for the second regional in America, and they're a little bit more spread out, but they start like soon.
This is
April
for
24th.
Sweden, right?
Oh,
No, this is for the ESL finals in Burbank.
Oh, and then the winners from that go to
And
Sweden.
so for this again, 2 teams, 2 teams, 2 teams, and 2 teams will all advance to Burbank, and the top team from that event goes to Sweden.
One,
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 team.
right?
But yes,
Yes, and
Yeah, one from
one-
Austin and one from
exactly
Burbank.
from
yeah.
Burbank. Yeah,
And it's the
It's
same in
super
EU.
cool.
Yeah.
it's super cool. More
So-
meeting, more lands.
dude, it's,
I assume that you're allowed to play in the second regional if you won the first one. It just if you win both, then the qualification just gets passed down, I assume.
I would
But
think
I
so.
don't know.
Wait,
if
how,
it's
how would it
the
work though?
same
So hypothetically speaking, let's say Cloud9 wins first regional and second regional, but
second
then
move.
Eventic, let's say Eventic gets second place in the first regional, and then Blaze gets second place in the second regional. How would that work?
I think Blaze would
I don't
advance.
know.
Unfortunately,
I imagine it would get passed down in the
Yeah.
second tournament, not the first one.
It's-
So
Yeah,
as much as it
that's
sucks, but
judge call.
they might
Yeah.
do like a point system or something at that point.
No,
but I doubt
no.
it. I doubt it.
Should be
no,
always
no,
probably
no.
just be straight passed
Yeah,
down.
I think so.
Yeah, but are you 100% sure that you can play the second
No, I-
qualifier?
I'm asking. I'm saying I assume
Oh,
you
okay.
can.
Dude,
It's a big prize.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't
Did
want
it-
to make your
that-
best
did-
team can't play in it.
that's really
Didn't
bad.
Didn't we have already something like that?
There
like
was something
similar?
like that. Yeah. There was
That
something
you
that occurred
couldn't-
kind of like
I can't remember what, but something was, yeah, that you couldn't play.
I think it was WCA qualifiers. I want to say that like you couldn't play in if you had already qualified, but there was like a prize pool, so it was like weird incentives or something. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. Somebody should probably get that clarified and posted on the main pages, like
Yeah.
what the exact rules are. Like how the invitations get passed down in the case of a same winner, and like whether they can play. I mean, if there even can be a same winner, that type of stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll have to find that out. Obviously, I don't think that's been listed here, but Gold League will continue in China to be the qualification process for them. The first ESL qualifiers have already started. BKB was playing in them today. He is playing for one of those spots in the April 22nd and 24th, which is actually just a few weeks away, well, a month away. That's going to be the first event in Europe. That's going to actually be at the new ESL studio in the UK. Yeah. It's $100,000. Then Super League for Korea will be going on. Then we have Dreamhack Austin, May 6th and 7th. And again, those qualifiers are all starting like in a few weeks. So that's going to be chaotic. Then Europe will have the second qualifier the week after Austin, Texas. It's going to be tours. And then we'll know our two teams in Europe, New Zealand, Copa America, and then it's Southeast Asia, Taiwan. Last but not least, we're going to be having this in Burbank. Considering it's pushed back so much further than a lot of the other ones, I'm really hopeful this means that, Dunk, you remember when we were there, they were in Biggie, remember how they were building that new studio that will facilitate a live audience?
I hope so.
There's a really good chance that will be ready. So there actually will be a live audience in Southern California, which is dope. And I think it'll support around 300 people, which is actually a good size audience. So that's huge. That's actually really good.
Cool, man. That's awesome.
Again, I'm not announcing and promising that's the case. But
Jake said it on TownHall. It must be true.
And then last but not least, DreamHack Summer. I think a big part of the reason as to why all of this is so on top of each other is they really wanted to make it work at Summer, and Summer's date's been locked in for so long. So it feels like Blizzard just had last minute and late planning, and they had an idea that they wanted to make it work, but everything's tumbling all over each other with dorms smacked in the middle, and it feels a bit chaotic. It's a lot of content to consume, and it might seem like, in the short term, it kind of is bad for a lot of individuals, but in long term, it creates a lot of content for viewers, and content can create momentum. So I'm personally optimistic about it. I think it's a lot of opportunity. It's a lot of momentum that can carry forward and storylines to develop. But obviously, from the players' perspective, with people like BKB, where they're mid-season between teams, there's definitely a lot of strife and a lot of it's not necessary. It doesn't feel good when you can't find stability for your team, but that's something that the European pro scene needs to figure out, because it's always been roster apocalypse. Like ever since BlizzCon, there's been no stability with teams, and that's got to correct itself. Blizzard can't correct that.
Yeah, I completely agree, but I think with Europe, the difference with Europe and NA, for example, is that like NA has top 4 teams, let's say, right?
Yeah.
But in Europe, there's a lot of good players that you can make a lot of good teams.
The most mannered way to be bad mannered. I love it.
Yeah, kinda, right? So the question is, right? Who are the right players? Which is the right team to play with?
It's hard, man.
And I think that it's such a big diversity in Europe that that's one of the issues why there's so many shuffles. Trust me, no one wants them. Like no one wants to swap teams like they swap their socks or something. Like that you want to stick with the same family, like in the same team. Practice hard, make something work. But you see, for me, I tried it with Virtus Pro, it didn't work out, and now I'm trying out for something else,
He's putting on some of those wet socks.
Now I'm using different socks. Cup. Oh my god, that was a bad European example. But
I love you, BKB. I really do.
I love you too. So yeah, but that's what I wanted to say. That we don't want it. We don't want shuffle. We don't want to change the teams. It just happens because we want to do best for ourselves, I guess.
Makes sense.
That's the reason. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited for the additional lands. I think it's really good. I mean, even from my perspective, right? I'm a commentator. My whole goal and my whole commitment to this game is to pay my bills with commentary. And it's been tough, honestly. Like, Dorm has been a godsend for me, but I'm not even casting the Dorm finals. I'm not casting Korea. Like, I haven't got to cast a LAN other than the NA regional this event. So by having more opportunity, like, it's really good for people in my position too, because I'm like full-time commentators that have actually abandoned their jobs to try to work in this community. There's me, Gilly, and Caldor. I think we're the only 3 full-time, like, dedicated Heroes commentators that don't have other income. And it's hard, man. It's tough. So this is really good news in that regard. So I'm really excited for the future of the game, considering there's more events. Any other thoughts on the summer season? Biggie, you haven't said much.
Not too much. Just thinking about it. Hopefully we'll do well, and hopefully we qualify.
Yeah. Cool, man. Well,
Mm-hmm.
good luck, dude. Hopefully it all works out. But we are well over schedule, so thank you guys for being patient and staying on for a pretty much 2.5-hour show. And Biggie, where can everybody find you on social media?
You can find me on Twitter at twitter.com/Bigempct, and my stream is twitch.tv/Bigempct3. I'll try to stream as much as I can, and shout out to Team Blaze and my teammates and my fans, and to T-God.
The dream, man. Awesome, man. Thank you so much for coming on. BKB.
Shout out to Team Blaze. I really enjoyed their playstyle. Shout out to Bigempct for joining us. It was really
Thank you.
fun episode. You're a cool dude. And first of all, Jake, why do I have BKB with big letters if it's small letters?
Damn,
I have
dude.
a big problem with that.
Dude, I'm going to fix that. Thanks for yelling at
Yeah,
me.
please fix it in the end of the show, Kappa. But other than that, was a fun episode, and thanks, shout out to you all viewers for coming by and listening to us. Hope it was entertaining, and if you personally for me, if you want to follow me on Twitter or Twitch, you see the BKB and the thingy. What is it? I don't know. So if you want to follow, you can follow. Other than that, that's it. And shout out to Team Liquid, of course. And I hope we can qualify tomorrow, already in the first qualifiers. I do really enjoy the guys. Playing with them. So.
Dunkus.
You guys know you can follow me on Twitter or Twitch at Dunktrain. And just big shout outs to Cloud9 and our sponsor partner NVIDIA GeForce for doing this awesome boot camp. You can see we're in this swag room with hella stuff and the whole
they're
team
awake.
and
So beautiful.
Yeah, this room is insane. There's NVIDIA stuff and gamer gear stuff all around, and they've just been really great to us. So thanks for that. And yeah, man. Hope we do well in Korea. Hope you guys are rooting for us. We'll need your energy.
Good luck.
And
thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah, thanks for being a guest, man.
Likewise, man. It was a pleasure.
Alrighty, well, for me, once again, just a reminder that whenever you guys support and let Blizzard know that you... Oh, my goodness. The hammer.
Come in.
Look at that Thrall hammer.
Yeah, swag hammer.
Swag.
Hearth was dancing around, booping people with it, which is our code word for when he chain lightnings. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. There you go.
So,
This
yeah.
one's the...
Oh, go ahead.
No, go for it.
Just what I was gonna say is whenever you guys let Blizzard know, post on Reddit, whatever, that you enjoy someone's commentary, it affects more than you'd think. So any kind of support whatsoever, if you enjoy my casting, please do let them know. I'm pretty disappointed that I'm not casting Dorm Finals or Korea. I feel like I've done a lot for the scene, and it sucks to be left out of gigs like that. But I understand it at the same time. It's still rough. So more support and everything for the future, and I'm just hoping to cast as much as possible moving forward, because the idea of having to move into other games is not as appealing as it might sound. I do genuinely love this hero scene a lot. So lots of good stuff coming forward, though. TownHall Overwatch obviously is going strong with episode 5 tomorrow. That'll be our 5th episode, so that will be a lot of fun. And I will be moving into my home very soon, but I will be casting Heroes of the Dorm round of 16 and round of 8 this weekend. That, of course, will be on Twitch, YouTube, and ESPN So be sure to tune into that because there's a lot of pro players playing in it actually, and it's really quite fun. I'm sure Bigempct will be watching as he's got some teammates competing this weekend, and I'm really looking forward to all the games. I'll be casting with Cloakin on Saturday, so me and Cloaky-kun, the ultimate combo of handsome nerds, I guess. I don't know. I'm pumped, man. Thanks for tuning in to episode number 101. Dunk and BKB. I'm loving you guys. You're filling the shoes of Kubi and Zoya well. They'd be proud.
Thank you. Appreciate it, man.
And Biggie, thanks for joining us, my friend.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time.
We're all out.